All my fellow Pisceans out there, gang. You already know we in the building. Also want to give a shout out to all my 2 2s and my 3 3s and my 2 2 2s and my 3 3 3s and my 7 7 7s. And shout out to any other angelical numerical numbers that I may have forgot to mention. Also want to thank everybody for coming out to support the channel. Thank you. And those of you that are new, welcome to the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell notification to be notified of my upcoming videos and content. And we're going to jump right in. Okay, so another thing I'm going to be talking about is 100 Pisces boundaries that nobody respects. And I'm going to break this down for y'all because, yeah. So I keep looking over my shoulder, but you know what I'm saying? Because this is like, I can't see. Matter of fact, like I can't see over my shoulder out this window, but I guess I can see the reflection. But anyway, okay, so everybody oftentimes talks about how kind, forgiving, understanding a Pisces can be, but nobody talks about the boundaries, okay? People oftentimes, they think Pisces are patient, but they'll think that Pisces will tolerate anything, and that's where they mess up because, you know, a Pisces wouldn't. Now, some people think that if a Pisces show compassion, they think it's unlimited, but it's not. So I'm gonna break it down for y'all. Now, here's the thing. As for the very first one is respect, okay? Now, oftentimes the Pisces will be saying, you know, to themselves like, hey, you know, respect my peace. So here, let's say if somebody wants to get your attention, Pisces, a lot of people may feel like they can just push your boundaries. They may feel like, oh, if they call you, you will pick up. So it could be like a situation. The Pisces start feeling like, you know, damn, would you stop blowing my phone up like every 5 minutes? See? So this could be a situation where if you don't answer right away, Pisces, then it's almost like the person feel like you ignore them. Welcome, everybody that just came in. Welcome, Flex, Kayak, hope I'm saying name right. Bit of culture, Keisha, 2K, welcome. How y'all doing today? And the problem is people will have these type of like manipulative, emotional type of feelings that try to make you feel Pisces. So it's almost like one thing they won't give you is the benefit of the doubt of just, you know, saying that, hey, maybe this person is busy, maybe this person is tired, you know, they did work, you know, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Okay, so here's the problem though. If somebody keep on ignoring that need of space for that Pisces, then the relationship, like I say, could become exhausting for the Pisces, and then the Pisces just starts pulling away emotionally. So, you know, the boundary here is that you have to not only set boundaries for yourself, but you also got to communicate your boundaries. You got to tell people like, look, I just got off work. Now you don't have to explain, but what I'm saying is that let's say you don't say anything, but the boundary is there. Now, if you don't let them know, they're gonna keep pushing, calling, texting, showing, and it might even show up depending on how rude they are. See, now, so yeah, this is a situation that's that tends to happen from time to time, but most of the time, some Pisces will probably just let folks, you know, but like for instance, let's say somebody keep calling your phone and you're busy or you're just too tired to talk to them. A lot of times you may feel the need to just answer and get it over with and find out what they want, but you can't do that because it's a boundary and people just gonna keep pushing and keep trying to get their way with you every time, especially it could be times where they don't even want shit. You know, they just want to make you do something just to disturb your peace. Okay, so that's one thing. Now, another thing, welcome Sadra. Welcome everybody that just came in. And see, if you see another thing, another boundary of Pisces is don't play with my trust. Okay, so here you lie once, now everything you say got a question mark to it. So boom, once the trust is repeatedly broken, then all of a sudden there ain't no rebuilding it. But Pisces, what you may tend to do is rebuild it because it's too difficult to just let the person go. Sometimes you're not quick to just, let go of a situation. So let's say, for example, it's a Pisces woman has a friend that's a Cancer. And let's say it was just recently the Cancer birthday. Boom. The Cancer, let's say you would normally get this person a gift, or you have before, but let's just say for their birthday this year, you just didn't think about it. But you did show up to the party, the restaurant for dinner or whatnot. But let's say that Cancer was monitoring you, see? Because I ain't gonna lie, some Cancers can be manipulative when it comes to things like birthdays, things that they throw, the cookouts and whatnot. And then if you don't show up or you don't give something, it's like they can make you feel guilty. So this is why I'm saying that you got to pay attention to your own boundaries, and just know, damn, if you really wanted to, buy them something, or you felt led to do so, you would just do it on your own. You don't need to be, guilt tripped into, feeling like, I should have got some, such something, because they're going to be hurt about it. So no. Now, let me see. You said W Celtics. Yeah, I mean, this is just a hat, y'all. So I don't really follow, I don't even really follow no teams or nothing. This is just a hat I just threw on this hat because I got a bald head. But yeah, that's about it. But let me see. SJJ Dart said, let me see. If you could go back in time, what's one thing you wouldn't do? If I go back in time, shit, I probably wouldn't go broke. That's probably the one thing. I feel like I don't know. Right now, things is kind of a little shaky, but it's not terrible. But I feel like, yeah, it's a lot of stuff I probably would have not done. But see, I feel like I know I'm blessed, even though, I may still want things or whatnot, but it ain't really no big deal. But yeah, how about you? Let me see. Yeah. I used to watch NBA, I used to watch basketball, but I felt like even with the NFL, I feel like people were I never understood. Now, I know it might sound crazy, but to me, I never got anything out of watching people doing that, running up and down, running up and down the court with a jersey on, scoring the ball, throwing the ball in the hoop. I never really felt that was entertaining. That makes sense. I don't know if y'all really this is my thoughts on it, because it's just like wrestling. Do you want to watch grown ass men, 7 foot something, in their underwear throwing each other around? This is, to me, is stupid. I mean, I know that's just, to me, NFL is you pick a team, okay, you see the plays being ran, and it's okay, you want your team to win, but that shit to me is boring, bro. I'm sorry. It's totally just boring watching. If I sit down and watch something, I'm gonna watch sci-fi, some crazy shit. I have to really get my mind and my juices flowing in my brain to where I gotta be locked in, and I gotta really enjoy what I'm watching, because I won't watch it, bro. I would rather watch, put it to you like this, shit, I'd probably rather watch I'd rather watch something interesting, put it like that, bro. Because I feel like it's basketball, bro. It's not even like, trust me, I used to watch it and I used to feel like shit. I used to feel like shit. I used to feel like, why am I doing this? Like, and like it'll be like someone, you know, having to watch the game, the football game, the championship game, and then like everybody come over and just sit on your furniture and watch the fucking game. But to me, it was just like, I used to be feeling like, damn, and when is this over? Because I didn't get anything out of it from what other people was getting out of it. Like I didn't see the point. So, like I say, that's just everybody different though. Everybody different, but it's just, to me, I'll watch boxing. I'll watch a boxing match because that's more realistic. It's more real to me. Like, okay, they're gonna fight, and it's gonna be a good fight. But it's like that's about it. I probably watch. I think sumo wrestling is funny. I like watching sumo wrestling. Like folks, they like literally get up on each other, big as hell, and just be like scooting and pushing, and that should be funny to me. But usually it's usually like everybody got their own little way of entertainment, fam. Like everybody got their own interests of what they find to be like something, fun to do. But like, bro, I swear I've tried several times. I've tried so many times to like change it up. But bro, it ain't for me, bro. Like, it's not, bro. I can't get into it like other folks. But yeah. Yeah, like I'll watch stuff. Like me, I'll watch probably stuff to y'all that probably wouldn't make sense. Like I say, we all got different tastes and different interests. But like me, I'll watch the little show where they slap each other and it's like one person smack the shit out of the other person smack the hell. I'll watch that all day. I'll watch UFC. I'll watch certain stuff because it's actually funny. You're actually seeing something crazy that's realistic happening, and just the reaction would be kind of funny to me. But it's just like on that terms. But like basketball, to me, it's not. To me, it's like, how can I say it? It feels like I just never felt like a fan. I don't feel that vibe, bro. I don't feel that like, oh yeah, this is. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like that shit is like just gay, bro. I feel like it's stupid, bro. Cause it's like, think about it. You got a favorite player. You gonna wear his jersey, and you ain't never gonna meet this person, bro. You gonna see them hoop. It kind of got that vibe where you like the player's little bitch. It's like, oh, you gonna sit in the crowd and watch them play, and then to me it's like, it's so weird, bro. I never really understood, like, bro, like I get it, yeah, it's a basketball game, but I've never really, I can't sit there and watch no grown ass man throw no ball down the hoop and then keep doing this and doing this and doing this and doing this and doing this. Like, oh nah, bro. It's a lot of shit like that I can't, bro. I just can't get into it, bro. I mean, yeah, sports is like, it's boring, bro. Like when you watch like stuff like the whole, like I would say the reason it's boring is because it's not really nothing you really get out of watching unless you really into that shit. Unless you really into teams, people, players, and you really like, to me, it's a strong illusion because think about it. Your favorite player gets traded to a team that's like, bro, come on, bro. You were just with us. Now you getting traded. I just can't even like get into that back and forth shit, bro. But yeah, oh man, James Hudson, bro. I ain't seen you in a minute, bro. I was just thinking about you like the other time too. I said, yo, I ain't seen James Hudson in a minute. I said, damn. I said, I don't know what happened, man. But I was like, damn, I wasn't seeing you. So I was like, I thought you had, maybe you had stopped watching. But yeah, I'm glad to see you though, for sure. How you been? But it's like, okay, so like, I was gonna talk about boundaries. All right, so we all pretty much know what the boundaries are. So like I say, I'll say a few of these and then I'll go off into a different topic. But like, just because a Pisces is calm does not mean that they're scared. So like a lot of times a person may try to take advantage, see, of your kindness and take it for weakness. So the problem with this is that this could be something that keeps happening, bro. Like every time you do something publicly, you might not get the same type of, you might get backlash from it. People try to take advantage from you, or they might think you soft by what, by what it was. But you really can't think about how people, what they think, or, how they feel about you. The problem is that you can't be like kind to everybody. It's like, and like I say, the boundaries, like I say, it's very difficult for a Pisces anyway to set boundaries. It's the hardest thing for a Pisces to do because of your strengths. Like you just have that empathy, bro. Empathy is like, it's like one of your best traits, but at the same time it's one of your worst traits because your compassion, your empathy overrides everything, bro. It's almost like it overrides your boundaries. That's why I say with Pisces, you dissolve all boundaries. You do this naturally to where you would even if you locked it, put it like this, even if you were to lock up the venue, let's say you locked the building up for the night, you worked somewhere and you locked everything up, but let's say while working and closing everything down, somebody was at the door, and let's say it was someone that just wanted to buy a soda, for instance, just for example. Now, the store is closed, right? So sometimes Pisces can be like, oh man, just come on, bro. Just come on. Unlock the whole store, the front door, take the lock off, disarm the alarm, and oh, just come on, man. Oh, you getting the soda? You know what? Just go on here, take the soda, all right, have a good night. Like sometimes you would dissolve the boundary that you set because you see somebody out there and you're using your empathy because you're trying to feel what that person is feeling. So it's like, oh, they must really want this soda. But what tends to happen is you don't see the pushing, you don't see the disrespect, you don't see the whole, oh, this is the rules, dude. We close. Like, so you gotta stand on them boundaries instead of dissolving them. Because once you dissolve them, here's what's gonna happen. Once you dissolve the boundary and you let the little dude come in and buy something, or a grown man come in and buy something, guess what happens? They come back the next day. And then they come back it causes the pattern, bro. So then when you tell the little dude or the grown man or the woman or the old woman, hey, we're closed, but you let me in, you let me in the other night. See, folks start taking advantage because it turns into a control thing. That's why I said, like, you can't even, if that door is locked, bro, and you set that boundary, you have to set it, fam. Stand 10 toes down on it. You have to be 100%. Like, you gotta literally set that thing and leave it there, fam, and stand on it. Oh, we closed? Okay, we're closed. Like, nope, sorry, man, you got to come back during, hours of operation, 8 a.m. to such and such. But if you close and the door's locked, you ain't gotta tell the person nothing. They know, and they should know. So it's like little things like that. So that's why I said compassion and empathy could get you taken advantage of, because sometimes you cannot overstep reality, bro, of how people think. See, so it's like you gotta know that, yeah, you might not look at it like that or think a person would try something or take advantage, but you got to look at they perspective. See, and then them actually getting their way, even though you just looked out for them, they gonna come back. and try to do the same shit again. See? So it's like, I always say, it only takes one time to dissolve a boundary. It only takes one time for one person to cross your boundary, Pisces, to know whether or not that you allowed them to, to cross it. And in their mind, oh, they feel like they took advantage of you. Because they feel like this. The hardest thing for a person usually is to say no. See? Saying no is a form of a boundary. So if you do anything by feeling sorry for someone or giving somebody, a favor, looking out, see how empathy makes you overstep your own boundary. Empathy is like, okay, damn, I feel sorry. So man, I'm sitting out there in the cold, or buses stop running for the night. Oh man, damn, I probably should let them sit in the lobby. Nah, bro. It's little shit like that can get you killed, bro, by just not setting that boundary. And so it's little stuff where you gotta think for yourself and your own protection and say, it ain't safe for me to do that. That wouldn't even make sense. The store is closed. And I'm using that as an example. The store is closed. No, ain't none of y'all asses outside in the rain and the snow can come in here and sit and wait for your ride. Hell no. See, because that, I'm going to tell you, what happens that leads up to that point is vulnerability. You start feeling vulnerable and you start to put yourself in that person's shoes. See? So that's why I say, like, you gotta be careful. And Pisces, oftentimes people like to they love to cross your boundaries, because yours is, like I say, yours is more flexible. So it's like they might see, oh damn, you might actually open the door. You might actually give me the time of day. So that can be the sense, So then, for instance, I just had a situation at McDonald's, okay? I hadn't ate. Now, I get a pass for this because I ain't really ate shit today. And I looked at my watch, I burned like damn near, 1,500 calories. I'm like, yo, I gotta eat something. So boom. I waited fucking like 40 minutes in line. Like, how do I tell you? Next thing you know, the lady just ignored my shit. Didn't even want to take my order. Mind you, is people yelling, all kind of traffic behind me, like people in their cars blowing their horns, as if I'm holding up the thing, but it's really the damn cashier. I said, all right, man. So the lady started yelling like, sir, at the window, like you, and screaming on top of her lungs. And I'm like, okay, this starting to get out of hand, bro. And I went up to the window. I went to the next window. And then what happened was I showed her my little code, because I never order my food just off the whole, going to the intercom and placing I don't do that no more. I always do my orders. If I'm gonna order something, I always do it on my phone, mobile. So I basically had it ready. I'm like, okay, boom. I said, yeah, I was waiting for like 40 minutes. You didn't say nothing. So I had just drove up. Okay. Mind you, she hands me a bag of food. Okay. But it wasn't my order. So I looked inside the bag and I see like, a different type of sandwich that I didn't order. So I'm like, okay, boom. And then as I seen, the service was terrible. So I'm like, okay, this ain't really gonna go. Long story short, bro, she did some slick shit. Like, she basically charged me, like, put my order through, but didn't make the food. So I'm like, okay, all this rigmarole going on behind me. I'm like, bro, I'm just fuck it, bro. I just eat the food that's in this bag, fam. Cause I'm like, bro, I ain't finna wait another 20 minutes for you to make the food, but you just click the little button and put the order through. But then here's the thing. She tells me to move up to the third window. I'm like, all right, whatever. I go to the third window. She come to the window and she says, oh, can I get that bag back? Can I get that bag of food back? I said, where's my order? She was like, you'll get your order when you give the food back. Well, why you didn't tell me that shit at the other window? Why you tell me to pull up to the third window as if you was gonna bring my order out to me? But now it seemed like you trying to do some slick shit because you telling me to give you the bag of food back and you got an attitude. And me, I feel like this, y'all. Like, I don't want nobody spitting in my food. I don't want nobody playing with my food. I don't want nobody doing I don't like angry people making my food, bro. Like folks that's mad and shit and huffing and puffing and they got an attitude. You don't even make my food, bro. So I said, you know what? She said, well, give me the bag back. I said, nah, just forget it, and drove off. Because I'm like, bro, so when I look in the bag, I'm like, you gave this bag of food was made possibly for somebody maybe behind me or something, right? But check the difference out. You know they wasn't mad when they made the person food behind me, so you know that order is Gucci. Like, I'd rather eat that before give me that bag, and as if you mad, like you thinking I'm trying to do something, and I'm like, yo, you told me to pull to the next window. So I'm like, well, shit, it's food in the bag, and if that was the whole point of coming here, I just told her, no, you know what, just forget it. Whatever, you can just keep the money. I don't care. It was only like $7, and I just drove off. See, with the other order. Now the other order was like a small fry and like 2 sandwiches, which is good. I'm like, that was equivalent to the money that I would have spent on my own order, but it was like $5 more. So I'm like, in my mind, I feel like you shouldn't even gave me the fucking order if it wasn't mine. People don't see, this is the thing. That was the moral of the story. The moral of the story is boundaries, dude. Like, boundary number 1 is respect, bro. If you got an attitude with me, bro, I don't even, we ain't got nothing to talk about. I don't even want you taking my order if you got an attitude, bro. Like, I don't play that shit, bro. So it's like, it's little stuff. Instead of me waiting even longer, but then I'll be thinking you trying to do something to my food. Because you messed up and gave me the wrong order, see? But because I didn't offer to say, hey, you know, this isn't mine, here you go. Now you feel like, oh, you feel finessed. You feel like you got finessed, like, oh, he didn't give me the order, so is he trying to get 2 orders? No. I just don't want your angry ass making my food. See what I'm saying? Because she had an attitude at the other window. So I'm like, nah, bro. What I say all that to say is that boundaries were present. See? Why? And I know what y'all gonna say, well, damn, you just drove off with the order, you just gave it back, bro. Mind you, I was waiting for 40 minutes just to place my order. Just to give them the damn code, just the damn, you know, rewards points or whatever, because I ordered it on the app, boom. But it's like, you ain't even start making, even once I gave her the 4 little digit code thing, she ain't even like give me no, you know, no receipt, no, okay, you'll be ready in a minute or nothing. She just literally walked away. I'm like, okay, well, guess I'll be eating something that I don't even know what it is. I know it came from McDonald's, but I know it's a sandwich, so shit. Food is food, bro. That's how I look at it, bro. But that's how you got to do. Yeah, but see, the thing is, I feel you to go. The problem was, see, when you place the order through the app, it charges you. So after so many minutes, once you go to the thing, it charges you. So I probably wouldn't have got nothing. So I ended up driving to the next window, and then because they closed at like 12 a.m. So then I went to the next one, and that's when I ended up like showing her the code on my phone, like boom. And then what she did was she charged me, and then gave me the other order. So I'm like, okay. And I said, you know what I have? And she said, yeah, you got the doubles. Because I ordered two McDoubles. She's like, oh, yeah, here you go. I said, is this it? And then she said, yeah, that's the 2 doubles. Yeah, that's what you ordered, right? I said, yeah. So I'm thinking, like, in my mind, why if you knew they were the doubles, why did you give me Why did you ask for the bag back? As if you, it was the way she, see, with Pisces, it's the way she asked me for the bag back, bro. That's why I didn't give her the bag back. Because she was basically saying it like, as if I was trying to steal it, bro. Like, oh, before I give you your order, you got give me the food back. Like, she was saying it in a like a, oh, I know you trying to steal that order type of way. I'm like, bro, just forget it, bro, and drove off, bro, because I ain't finna play this back and forth shit with you. Like, I'm not finna be like handing bags back and forth, and I ain't got time for that, bro. Like, this bag, you put it in my hands and it's staying in my hands because this is your mistake, if anything. And that's what I did, because I played. Now, I'm gonna tell you, I drew the illusion. See, because when she came to the window for the second time, the third window she told me to go to, basically what I did was, she said, oh, give me the food back. And I said, where's my order? She said, you'll get your food when you give me the order back. And then what I did was the classic Pisces move. I said, what bag? I said, what bag? She said, the bag I gave you. I said, you gave me in my mind, you gave me the doubles. See, I ordered the McDoubles. You gave me 2 daily doubles, which cost a little more. And then I said, well, all you really owe me is the McChicken and the fucking cone. So where is my food at? See, you gotta understand, the boundary is that stop playing with me, fam. You had me waiting at that fucking intercom for 40 fucking minutes, and I know y'all got cameras, and I know you saw me, and you just ignoring my shit. Didn't even say, sir, I'll be with you in just a moment. You probably just said, fuck it. I ain't taking this order until I catch up, or whatever it was. I said, all right. Okay. So you already don't even want to help me. So why would I look out for you and hand you this food back? It would have been different if she said, sir, can I get you anything? I do apologize. Could I get you a drink, or, you know what I'm saying? Then I would have gave her the food back, because now I see she really trying, fam. Effort. She's really trying to, like, help. But, bro, if you got an attitude and you already had me waiting, bro, I'm not finna be all like, oh, just helping you. Because I feel like then you trying to take advantage of me. And I'm the damn consumer. I'm the customer. Because, you know, somebody got you waiting 40 minutes, don't even offer you nothing. Damn, they gonna think in their mind, oh, shit, if you waited all that goddamn time, you gonna wait all night. Hell no. They gonna put you off, see? Because that's how people do you. If you don't speak up, bro, motherfuckers will do you in the worst way, bro. Because you let them. I'm gonna tell you another thing. I was in the grocery store, and there was a customer that needed help. Now, one time did he say, ma'am, 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 ma'am. He didn't even say nothing. The man just stood there and just watched the lady and was getting pissed off, but he wasn't saying nothing. In my mind, I'm like, bro, if you don't speak up, man, you gonna constantly get ignored, bro. See? And that's the thing, like, I feel like people really can see, like, I really believe people know what they be doing, bro. It's just how long is you gonna let them do it for? See? So I always say that. But yeah, let me see. Yeah, I would have, like I said, I would have pulled off, but like I had to get something to eat, bro. I wouldn't even have enough energy to go live, bro. Let me see. I mean, Edgar, man, I mean, shit, I mean, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with talking about a McDonald's drive-thru? You missed the whole point. Nah, you missed the whole point, bro. The whole point was boundaries, bro. It relates to this video, bro. With the whole boundary, when people set a boundary, the whole point I'm saying is people got to speak up. You got to move. You can't just let a person just treat you like shit. A person just do something to you it's rude, bro. You gonna sit there and take it, or is you gonna do something about it? See, in my mind, you gotta do something about it. And I already knew what was gonna happen because, like I say, the Pisces intuition even told me, yeah, pull up. See, pull up. And then here's the funny part. That's why I never really understood things about drive-thrus, because look, if I skip somebody just placed the order and I drive up, that means I'm gonna get an order, but it's not gonna be mine. See? So when I pulled up, she ain't even asked no questions. That's how unprofessional she was. And literally, she just handed me a bag, fam. So anybody could have just grabbed that shit and drove off. But me, I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna set this right here, as I'm gonna use this as the illusion, and then yeah, give me my stuff, and then you can get this shit back. See that? But I'm like, no, it ain't. I wasn't even finna do it, bro, because you know, I just felt like it wasn't worth it, bro. I tried to cancel the order. It was too late, but that's why I said technically the order, the daily double, like I say, was $4.59 and some tax. But like 2 of those basically would have came out like maybe 12, 13 bucks. But I had only paid like $7 and like some change. So I'm just like, you know what? I got a better sandwich for a couple dollars. And I felt like that was for waiting. See, you end up having your own way of like writing it off, bro. As long as you broke even, as long as you got something out of the fucking shit hole of waiting, bro. Big, you know, basically poor service. See? Now, okay, so another thing is that people gotta respect your alone time. So here, like I say, if you don't have that alone time, then you don't get no time. Pretty much you're gonna get overwhelmed, see? That's one thing. So you have to, when you want somebody else to respect that boundary, bro, you got to make that time for yourself. You got to make sure it happens for you, bro. Just like if you tell yourself, I'm going to work out for 2 hours, or I'll work out for an hour a day. You got to set that time aside, bro. You have to, bro. You got to be like, if I don't do nothing else, I got to get this hour in, bro. I got to take a nap. I got to recharge. I got to do, make that time, because if you don't, somebody gonna push through the cracks, bro. And then, oh, such needs a ride to school or something, and it's like, damn, you end up putting off your shit for the day. The problem is, if it happens once, it could become a pattern of missing. See, you not getting that 1 hour of working out. It could just keep on getting stuff, just keep coming up to, get you to not do that. So that's one thing. Another boundary, don't keep breaking promises. So either you do it or you just quit talking about it. Okay, so the problem is, once you don't keep your word and you break your promise, you keep doing it. See, everything. And why you should set healthy boundaries is because that's how the pattern starts, bro. You ever had a situation where a person just keep doing something, they keep doing the same shit to you, bro? They keep doing it's the same disrespect, the same shit. It's because they got away with it one time before. See? And now all they doing is just doing it again at, on a different day. So when you stop it the first time, it doesn't happen no more, bro. See, because the person subconsciously knows, oh, this shit didn't work before. So 9 times out of 10, it's not going to work this time either. But you give people hope when you let it slide. Because that's why I tell people, some people might say, yeah, I caught it. Yeah, I knew he was trying to take advantage, but I just went on and gave it to him anyway, because the type of person I am, and I don't want to block my blessings. And bro, don't let somebody just railroad you like that, bro, and just think, oh, because you got to still set boundaries, even if you do feel like you're a good person and whatnot. You just can't let people take advantage. Another thing is don't let nobody tell you how you should feel. That's another boundary. See, so a lot of times, if a person, that's why I said, if you really see, I'm gonna tell you, like, a lot of things people don't know about people, bro. People will try to influence you, bro. That's probably one of the easiest ways to overstep boundaries, is when people try to tell you how you should feel, bro. See, telling you like, oh, let's say you go through a breakup and somebody telling you, oh, you shouldn't even be thinking about this person, or you shouldn't even be worried about this, or you shouldn't even be, thinking like that, feeling like that. And it's like, bro, you not me. See? So it's disrespectful. So another person don't get to decide your emotions, bro. See? That's like, you can be doing something and somebody feeling like this can literally slip through the cracks, overstep their boundaries. But the problem is, if somebody tries to make you feel a certain type of way that you don't naturally feel, bro, what do you think? How you think they gonna feel? See, they gonna feel like, oh, they can just do that to you like that. See, they gonna feel like, oh, you know what? This person didn't stop me. They just let me disrespect them. So now this person think they could tell you what to do. They become disrespectful after they overstep the boundary, bro. Because you gotta stop. You hit once. I'm gonna tell you, if you don't like something, you gotta set that boundary. You gotta say, hey man, you gotta really bring it to their attention and say, yo, don't be telling me how I should feel, bro. You're not in control of my emotion, and whoop-de-woo. You gotta do that, because if you don't, the person is going to disrespect you. See, they're gonna feel like, oh damn, you let me do this, and you didn't stop me, you didn't speak up, say nothing. Then they're gonna start treating you even worse. So that's why I say, that's why I'm doing this live, bro, because you know, the thing about it is more, let me see, I mean, Edgar, bro, it kind of seemed like a lot of hate coming in, bro. What's up? You all right, bro? You kind of got a lot of hatred stored in your heart, bro. I mean, if that, I feel like, bro, ain't none of that stuff. I don't let none of them words get to me, bro. To me, I feel like people that say, you know, they put it like this. They try to think of the most hurtful thing to say, bro. It ain't gonna work on me, bro. Y'all know me. I be on this mug every night, bro. And if the yapping, hey, if it's getting to people, bro, you ain't gotta watch it, bro. You ain't gotta watch it. See? But that don't mean that I'm gonna stop for the people that do want to watch it, bro. And I'm not gonna stop, bro. But yeah, the whole thing is, the boundary is something that you gotta really kind of let it be known, bro, because somebody can do something to you. Let's say, put it to you like this, your own family, bro. Your own family will try to cross your boundaries, bro. So it's like stuff you don't like. You don't like a person talking to you a certain type of way, certain things, bro. You gotta nip that shit in the bud ASAP, bro. As soon as they do it the first time, you like, yo, you gotta stop them there and say, yo, I don't play that shit, bro. Don't talk to me. Hey, man, don't talk to me like that, bro. Whoop-de-woo. Like, out of respect. And then they be like, either they gonna do either one or two things. They either gonna say, oh, okay, all right, yeah. Or they gonna be like, oh, they gonna move around, see? Or they might get emotional and start trying to say, well, whoop-de-woo. But you will have a pat, put it like this, you will feel that pat on your back because you stood up for yourself. You ain't just let that person feel like it was sweet. Like, oh, they could just keep talking to you like that, bro. See, and most people confuse setting boundaries with getting defensive, and that's not it, bro. That doesn't mean you getting defensive. Doesn't mean you getting emotional. Doesn't mean you reacting. It's just saying, yeah, you did something that, hey, I'm not going to accept it. See, let it be known. Now, when you say these things, because this will allow you to have, it will build your confidence. See, so when you stand on principles like don't do this, don't do that, you're setting those standards for yourself. Don't do this, don't talk to me this way, don't keep testing me. You gotta have those don't do this, don't do that, do all the way down. You find your own list of things that you would not accept from people, bro. Because listen, if you don't do this, bro, somebody gonna slip through the cracks and they gonna do it one time. And guess what? All it takes is one time for somebody to disrespect you, bro. They do it, they get away with that shit one time, bro. Then it give them the green light to just be even worse, bro. It's like, and I'm gonna tell you why. They get that green light because, they didn't get no type of pushback from you. So now they like, oh shit, he didn't even say nothing. He just let me talk to him like that. So now they just feel like comfortable disrespecting you, bro. And anytime somebody call you a bitch or they say something to you that's super disrespectful, bro, or just the wording, how they talk, how they treating you, bro, it stems from them already have what? Crossed your boundaries, bro. And even if you might feel like, well, I did set boundaries. I did have, don't do this and don't do this. But they might be weak boundaries. See? Because if that person don't see them, if they don't see your boundaries, I'm going to tell you, you have to set them. You have to set clear ones where they can see it. Clear ones mean, okay, I ain't gonna let nothing just come up on me and just try to, railroad me in such a way that, boom, nah. See? So as soon as they run up on you with that type of energy, they're gonna run into a brick wall, bro. Because they're gonna feel, oh, damn, I ain't even know. They're gonna feel busted, fam, because it's gonna be like, oh shit, I ain't even know I couldn't do this with this person. See? Because people only know who they can do that disrespectful shit to, bro. See? So they know like, oh, Ray ain't gonna say shit. Oh, such ain't gonna say shit. Oh, such ain't do nothing. So when you stop them, they gonna feel that shit and say, oh shit, my bad. Oh man, But then after that, they start respecting you because you let it be known your boundaries. They ain't had no choice if they want to keep coming around you. See? So they always say that, and I ain't gonna lie, a lot of people are afraid to set boundaries because of the confrontation, the possible confrontation, you having to address things assertively. And a lot of people don't like to be in the hot seat. They don't like to be the one telling somebody, don't do this, don't do that, because they don't want to fight, or, they think it's going to escalate. And if it does, it does. It's just, you still got to reinforce it no matter what, bro. It's almost like even if a person coming at you with all types of disrespect, you got to still literally reinforce it every time, bro. You say no, oh, no, man, I ain't doing that. A person try to ask you twice, bro, say no again, bro. They ask you again, no again. They become manipulative about it and they ask somebody else to ask you, no. Reinforce it. You just got to keep reinforcing until they finally accept it, bro. See? Now, another thing is don't waste my time is another boundary, because time is the one thing that nobody can get back. So I always say that never let nobody waste your time, bro. Never, bro. Like, as soon as you realize they are, walk away, bro. Like, don't see, some people everybody has their own expiration. Everybody has their own duration of time that sets them off or makes them feel like this is too much wasted time whatsoever. But everybody has their threshold. Everybody has their temperament of what they can and cannot handle. See? So what may piss you off might not piss me off. See, I wait 40 minutes, but guess what? You wait 40 minutes and you ready to drive off and leave and do some other stuff. With me, my limit might be an hour. See? And that's why I say it's like, you know your own patience, you know your own limit. See? And that's why you gotta set limits with boundaries. See? Because the limit is this. Now, I'm not saying let somebody disrespect you and let it slide. Hell no. What I'm saying with the limit is like, okay, if you do decide to help somebody with a ride, you do it one time. And then you establish the boundary at the same time. You say, okay, I'll do it this one time, but after that, nah, hey, that's it, bro. That's it. See? So now you already communicated that this is a one-time deal, bro. This ain't no everyday shit. You know, we ain't doing this every day. And you have to do that with people because, bro, if you give somebody a ride one time and you don't even say nothing, like you don't set no limit, you don't set no boundary, they coming back tomorrow, bro. They coming back tomorrow because, oh, people love when you ain't got no goddamn boundaries. They love them type of folks because it gives them more access. See? Oh, damn, ain't nobody saying no around here. Oh shit, this gotta be my new best friend right here. You want gas money? You need to ask for that gas money and how much you want off the rip, bro. Don't wait till y'all get in the car to talk about it. Hell no. Be in the store wherever they asking you for the ride. Oh man, I need at least 20 bucks, bro. Cause I don't really like other folks in my shit, bro. You ain't even, you don't have to explain. You just name your price and guess what? Oh, that's too much. Well, your ass can take ask somebody else then or take a bus. You not wrong for putting your price out there. Cause this is the thing. Remember, I go back to the boundary of you not wanting your time wasted. See, the $20 is for your time, bro. This ain't no, oh, you ain't doing me no favor with gas. I already knew I was gonna have to put my own gas in my own fucking car. But some people think, oh, I'm giving you $20 like I'm really doing you a favor. No. That $20 is for my fucking time. I'm basically taking time aside from myself to help you out. See, so that's why the price is not going to be no $5, $10 ordeal. It's going to be 25 or 20 or better. See, because the only reason, I'm going to tell you, the reason why you got to up the price, bro, the people will take advantage, bro. See, if the boundary is weak and you charge a cheaper price because, oh, I ain't trying to tax you. And you basically saying you ain't got shit to do but to give this motherfucker a ride, bro. Like that's all you got going. They gonna take you, bro. If they find a fool, they gonna bump his head, bro. Oh, damn, you taking me almost 20 miles away, out the way from where you are for $10? They gonna want to be your friend, bro. After that, shit, if you give me tomorrow, I got another 10 for you. You don't get to make the rules, motherfucker. You don't tell me how much, oh, like, if that was the case, hell no. Don't be telling me you got 10 for me like you really doing me a favor. Because that's manipulation, bro. That's why I tell people, bro, tax the motherfucking ass out of them. Because that keeps them from taking advantage, bro. Oh man, damn, you want $30 to take me home? Oh, hell no. Well, oh, hey man, I don't know what to tell you, bro. It's $35, bro. Oh, you tripping. Cool. See, because I don't want you asking me anyway. you gotta make it feel like, oh, you gotta make them feel the boundary, bro. Because folks, if you really tell people shit, you can't come in my house and just have your, smoke cigarettes in my shit and putting smoke all on my walls and hell no. You don't want people eating in your front room. You gotta say that shit, bro. Don't eat in my motherfucking front living room. End of story. See, And then when they feel the boundary, that's the only time they're going to respect it, because they have to accept it first. They might say, well, man, you know, grandma said we can't eat in the living room. Even if you're old, man, even if you older. Oh, yeah, man, grandma says I don't want nobody eating in the living room, though. See, now they respect it, and now because they accepted it, they accept the rule. They accepted the boundary, bro. See, and that's the whole thing. But if you don't say shit, bro, folks will be folks will be eating all kind of shit on your front white sofa, bro. They'll be tracking all kind of fucking mud throughout your house because you didn't say nothing. You made it seem, oh, damn, no boundaries. Well, we could do what the fuck we want. We could smoke, drink, do this, go out the back door, leave trash all over the fucking place. Oh, damn. Because you ain't got no rules. You ain't got no barriers. That's why I tell people, that's why people cut through your front lawn, because you don't say nothing. You ain't got no signs up. You ain't go out there and say, yo, don't walk. Hey, man, don't step on fucking grass, bro. You know, like you see somebody doing something, like a group of people just hanging out in front of your house, man, tell them folks to move around, bro. Hey, man, y'all know somebody over here? Oh, nah, bro. Okay, man, hey, y'all got to move around, bro, because I got, you know what I'm saying, woo. Y'all can't just be standing in front of my crib like this, bro. But just watching them folks through the window because you afraid, because you thinking, oh, man, if I say something, they might try to shoot me, or they try to do, bro, then let them do that dumb ass shit, and guess what? It ain't gonna go how they think it's gonna go. But that's the thing why I tell people setting boundaries it's so easy, bro. It's so easy, but people are afraid. People are afraid to tell people no. People are afraid to say, yo, man, I don't want to do it. Because you think, oh, this person gonna stop being cool with you, or they gonna think you acting funny. Bro, no. People pleasing, bro, that shit is dead, bro. People pleasing is actually you disrespecting yourself for somebody else, bro. For somebody else's happiness. Now, another thing is don't weaponize my vulnerability, okay? Because that's another boundary, okay? So here, if you trusted somebody and you told them some type of confidential information, but then they throw that shit up in your face because you was vulnerable to even share that with them, see? And then they weaponize it and use it against you during an argument. See? So here, this is betrayal. Betrayal all day. So that's the reason why that could make somebody stop opening up. And that's worse. But if you would have just simply set the boundary, that's better for you, bro. The reason why you gotta set boundaries is because it's healthy, bro. It's the most healthiest thing to do, bro. Because if you don't set the boundary, and now somebody got you feeling like you don't want to open up no more, that's trauma, bro. That could cause a mental illness. That's trauma. All because you ain't set the boundary, bro. All because you just didn't say, yo, man, don't do this, And then that's why I tell people the betrayal, that should end up happening. And it's like, damn, you ain't set no boundary. You put it like this. You are more susceptible to a betrayal when you do not set that healthy boundary, bro. Because think about it. If you ain't got no defense from anything could come and just hurt you, bro. And it will. If you don't have something out there to stop it. See? Anything could just come up on you and just because there's no boundary. There ain't nothing blocking it from coming in. Okay? Now, another thing is respect my silence. So here, just because I ain't talking don't mean something is wrong every goddamn time. So, but here's the problem. This type of boundary can make somebody constantly pressure you to speak, bro. See? Or just, oh, a person just wants you to talk so bad. Now, I'm gonna tell you, when they cross this boundary of yours, that can make you start to feel like, oh, you start feeling like you want even more space. So that's why I tell people, if you don't set the boundary, you become affected by it, bro. See, it really robs you of your peace. You start feeling down, you start feeling exhausted, you start feeling frustrated, simply because you wouldn't say no, bro. Simply because you wouldn't say nothing, bro. I had a situation growing up where I used to smoke cigarettes, boom. And the day that I quit, I still had friends still, trying to spark up and trying to, pass the weed and trying to, here, man, whoop-de-woo. And I had to tell them I don't smoke no more, bro. And it wasn't working. These niggas kept trying to get me to smoke, bro. And you know what it came down to? I said, bro, I don't have no fucking interest in smoking no more. So please do not roll up around me. Don't ask me that to match. Don't come around me with, all right, man. All right, bro. See? Did those friends stick around? Hell no. We weren't even cool no more because I stopped smoking. See? So sometimes when you set the boundary, bro, you find out who your real friends is, bro. You find out who really respect you, bro. You find out who actually care, who actually prioritize you as a person. But that's the thing. You wouldn't know how they really felt had you set the boundary. You just wouldn't know. See? So that's one thing. Now, another thing is, don't tell me who I can love. See? Because anytime if you don't set this boundary, you're cooked, bro. Because then people will start trying to tell you who you can love, bro. Who you could date, who you could talk to. I know a lot of y'all women out there, you got father figure, you got somebody in your face telling you who you can date and who you should talk to and who you can talk to and who you can't talk to. They're doing that shit because you don't have a boundary. Somebody gonna always be trying to tell you what to do when there's no boundaries. Take advantage of you, bro. If you don't set a boundary financially, folks will be trying to tell you how to spend your money. See, and it happens just because it's subtle, and that's why a lot of times you could be treated. Put it like this: you could be treated bad at work by people, and it's because you don't say nothing about it. You don't even set the boundary at work. Now everybody think, oh, everybody want to pick on you. Everybody want to do you bogus at the job, telling on you, doing all kind of shit. Haven't set the boundary. Now, another thing is quit assuming that I'm always going to be available. See, that's another boundary that you got to set because you got your own damn life. Okay. Don't confuse forgiveness with permission. So here this is another boundary you got to set, because sometimes when you forgive people, they think that that's a pass for them to do more fuck shit. And it's like, no. So remember, a chance means you're actually allowing them to repeat the same behavior. See? So that's why I say when you forgive, you got to move on after you forgive. What's going on? Space itself, welcome everybody that just came in. Now, another thing is respect my intuition. So here, many times, Pisces have to trust their instincts, bro. Like, people don't understand this, bro. Like, your instincts is always gonna be something to save your life, bro. And you probably won't be able to understand it because there's not always proof to prove or to show you that that you should listen. But I'm just here to tell you that when you start to ignore repeated gut feelings, it could sometimes lead to you staying in unhealthy situations longer than necessary, bro. Because I'm gonna tell you why. It's because of your feelings. You might feel like, oh, I don't want to lose this friend, but your intuition telling you to lose them, get rid of them, cut them off, block them, you know, and all of a sudden you don't want to accept that reality because you really like this person yourself. You really feel some type of way about this person, but you're letting the feeling override what what you should do, your intuition, your gut instinct. So sometimes, yeah, it hurts to lose a friend that doesn't mean you any good, but that's better for you in a healthy way. See, it's better for your mental health because I'm gonna tell you a secret. People don't understand decisions, choices, they all affect your mental health, bro. You hang around somebody that is not your goddamn friend, bro, and they disrespect you every day, all the time, make fun of you, publicly embarrass you all the time. That's gonna weigh, it's gonna wear down on your mentality, bro. And guess what? Over time, it's gonna have you fucked up, bro. It's gonna affect you, bro, in the worst way, because you allowed it to keep happening, bro. You condition yourself to that poor treatment. That's why a person might not know what a real friend is like, bro. They don't even know what real love is because they were with somebody that was abusive and they were conditioned to it. See, they were conditioned to someone that didn't love them. So now that person could go on from that person thinking, oh, love ain't real, and oh yeah, that that's not gonna work, and yeah, that's what they always say. And now you got now you got that mental illness now because your thinking is all warped. See, and that happened because you didn't set boundaries. See, a boundary is just like a barrier. So if the flood is coming your way, it moves in a different direction instead of overtaking you. So that's why I always say, you setting a boundary is not something that might be coming right now. Sometimes you might feel like life is great. I don't need any boundaries. You might feel like you in a good space right now. But no, man, you still got to put that damn shed, that shield, that barrier down. Because guess what? You never know when that flood is coming, bro. You never know when somebody gonna try you and you ain't got no fucking shit out there to protect yourself from. See? Because I'm telling you, if you really set when you set that boundary, you don't know why you're setting the boundary. You just like, oh, damn, hey man, don't do this, don't do that. I don't want this to ever happen. So guess what? I'm gonna build something to protect myself from it. See? So you go outside and then you end up building the ark and you start building a big tall fence. You start building something that you don't even know why you're doing it. But then 3 weeks later, somebody come try you. And guess what? Guess what's out there for their ass? That boundary. And then all of a sudden, you get the confidence because you like, oh my God, this person I was just thinking about that shit. That, hey man, I ain't tolerating this bull crap, this type of and you address, boom, it's out there for that person to see it, to feel it. And then as soon as they do it, you are already ready for them. It doesn't catch you off guard because you already had that boundary. Don't ask me such and such, such and such. I ain't got nothing for you. Let's say you come up with the boundary, don't ask me to borrow money. Don't ask to borrow money from me. Say that's a boundary for you. See, now, once you set that boundary, you don't know, oh, somebody's going to come and try to ask you for some money. But when they do, guess what? It's going to click in your mind so fast that, nope, I don't borrow money. And then once they see, okay. You don't even give them a chance because the boundary is so strong that it's like, no, I don't do that shit. I don't, nope. Hey, can you want to spend the night? No, I don't. Nope, I don't spend the night at people's house. Nope, not gonna happen. You don't give the person any wiggle room, any type of going around manipulating and trying to scoot in and slip through the cracks because it's a solid no. I ain't doing that. That's how you set healthy boundaries, bro. Because think about the person that doesn't set one. The person asks to borrow money and you ain't even say no. You don't even want to say no because they didn't caught you off guard with the request, and now you sitting there thinking about it. Hey, you think I can just get a little, and then it's like, nah, I don't really want to do it. But now this person's sitting right here in front of you. How did they even get so close to you that, you see? Because there wasn't no boundary. You might feel like, damn, you put me on the spot. Had you had that boundary, it wouldn't have happened. See? And even if they put you on the spot, guess what? You can still say no. But the problem is you don't want to, you're so worried about the aftermath, which is unhealthy, that you start stressing and worrying about the reaction to you saying no. But you're never supposed to worry about how they gonna feel. You gotta do what's best for you. Okay. Now another thing is don't constantly criticize me. So here, if a person not trying to help you grow, appreciate that thumbs up, Marcy. And see, don't constantly criticize me. Boom. So you gotta like look at if people put it like this. If the people you're hanging with, if they're not helping you grow, drop them, bro. Get rid of them. It's not healthy to I'm gonna tell you, it's not healthy to keep them around, bro. Because I'm telling you, if a person is tearing you down, bro, they're conditioning you, bro. They're conditioning you, and eventually you're gonna start believing them. It's like if somebody calls you a name, you puts you down, yeah, after the first 20 times they say something to you, you'll probably shrug it off. But then it sits with you because, oh man, how dare I let them talk to me like that? You start feeling it later when it's time to go to bed. You start thinking about, oh, Joey was super disrespectful, and now you're upset, but now it's almost too late. You're away from the person now. See? But you were supposed to let him see, appreciate that, the happy poo, conscious. But the problem is you were supposed to give that person that frustration. You were supposed to let them see that. That, hey man, don't talk to me like that, dude. What's wrong with you? You're being disrespectful, man. Don't talk to me like that. And if it happens again, I'm done talking to you. That's how you set the boundary. And then you gotta really be like, you gotta be willing to leave a person alone if they don't change their behavior. See? And that would be you actually giving the person that limit. Like, okay, yeah, I'll let you slide this one time. But if you do that shit again, I'm done talking to you. In a story. And that's only if you want to give them a chance. But I recommend you don't, because that type of behavior is intentional. When somebody disrespect you, they're choosing to do that to you, bro. See? Everybody has a conscience until they don't. Now, if somebody, like I say, somebody just keep tearing you down, bro, that's a red flag, bro. Once they do it one time, nip it in the bud, bro. Especially if you don't like it, bro. Don't try to lie to yourself and say, oh, I'm a tough guy, and oh, that ain't nothing. That's, I ain't gonna let that get to me, and it's your homeboy doing it. Nah, bro. No slack, bro. Don't try to make an excuse for him. If you know that something they touched on was personal, you gotta address the shit, bro. See, that's the best, it's the healthiest thing to do. Now, another boundary is don't force me to explain every feeling. So you don't owe anybody any explanation about how you feel about things or when you should feel, some type of way. So I'm gonna tell you, sometimes people need time to process their emotions. So God forbid if somebody pass away, a person might try to tell you, oh, why aren't you crying? Or, oh, you didn't give a damn about, Uncle such and such. And it's like, yo, I haven't even processed my own fucking feelings about the situation. Please leave me the fuck alone. See, it's like you have to do stuff to where, you just can't allow a person to just talk to you in that way and just leave it there. You gotta be like, okay, yeah, hey man, no. See, it's little stuff like that. And a lot of times you will feel better that you voice your boundary. You're like, yo, don't do, whoop. And you'll feel better because that was the healthy thing for you to do. You had to do that, bro. You had to do that, bro. Like, even if people think like, oh, you got serious or so what, bro? It's better for you to do it in a healthy way by reinforcing like, oh, okay, since you didn't see my boundary and you didn't, you tested me, because that's what they're doing. They're testing you. They're testing to see, okay, is there something here? Is there any boundaries here? Before I ask for something, let me see if there's any boundaries first. See, because, 9 times out of 10, if there's no boundaries, then the person will have full access to get something they want their way at your expense. It's cold-blooded. So here's the thing. Another boundary is don't laugh at my dreams. So like I say, most of the time you share your dreams with someone, it should be someone you trust. But like I say, sometimes the support disappears when people feel mocked, okay? Another thing is, another boundary is don't bring chaos into my peace, okay? So you might feel like a person wants to argue with you every day if you don't set the boundary, because they will bring the chaos to you because everything's always quiet, peaceful. So you gotta tell the person, hey man, I ain't trying to argue every day about this bullshit, bro. And I know it sounds funny because when you do take that stand, it is funny because it's like you gotta really put a person in their place. Like, yo, we ain't doing all that. You see somebody doing something that you really don't like, you have to say that shit, bro. You gotta say it, bro, because it's the healthiest thing for your own well-being, bro. See, it's almost like if somebody sat in your car and then they started eating, and you know good and hell well you do not like people eating in your car, bro. Even your own self, you're like, even if I got something, I gotta follow my own fucking rule. I don't want to eat in my car. What makes you think you could come in my fucking car and eat? So as soon as you see that McDonald's bag, that lunchbox, lunch pail, and they reach for it, oh no. Hey Andre, man, I don't do that, bro. No eating in my car, bro. You gotta eat that shit outside, bro. Otherwise, I'm sorry, nope, can't eat it in the car, bro. And then he's like, oh, okay. Now, if he's that fucking hungry, you know what he's gonna do? Well, just give me a second. He's gonna go sit his ass outside somewhere and eat that shit, bro. But that's the whole thing. This is the thing. When he reaches for that sandwich, he's testing you. He or she is testing you. You don't, because here's the thing. Consciously, they know what they're doing, bro. They want to eat their food in your shit. It ain't got nothing to do with them being, oh, I'm hungry and I haven't ate all day. They just want to eat that shit in your car. It ain't got nothing to do with your car. It's just they just want to do what they want to do. But when you set that boundary, it's like, yo, I know you just want to eat your food, but you can't eat in my shit. It ain't nothing personal. This is the rule. I must follow my own rule too. You don't have to explain. I'm just letting you guys know that you have to say something when you see that they're going to do something that you don't like. It's almost as if, oh, fuck you, until you say something. That's how you have to see it. Because a person knows what they're doing. They're in your car. And and how they feel is, oh man, I don't give no fuck. I'm finna eat. No, you ain't. You ain't finna eat my shit. If that's a rule of yours, you have to address it. You cannot let that shit slide, bro. Because guess what? If you let it slide, they leave the fucking bag in the car. They drop the damn sauce on the floor. They let the fucking straws just roll off into the inner council. They just don't give a fuck. It's like as soon as you allow it, the flood, it spreads. Then when they leave, you find fucking honey sauce all caked up under the seat because they've been eating and rubbing their hands on your seats and shit, like, because they don't have any napkins. See? Why? And here's another thing. You gotta be careful with that sorry shit, because they're not sorry, bro. Appreciate the coin, the gift, Marcy. So you just gotta address it and know you're not being disrespectful. You just have to say it, bro. If they don't see it, obviously they don't feel it. So you have to make them feel it. First, you gotta tell them, yo, nah, bro, you can't do this. Hey, let's say you at somebody comes over and, you know, they got the TV loud as fuck. And you know it's too loud, bro. You trying to lay down yourself and they got the TV bumping. Bro, you got to go in there and say, yo, bro, this is my house. You got to turn that TV down, bro. It's too loud. I got to go to work in the morning. You have to do that, bro. Because if people know what they're doing, bro, they'll have that shit blasting. If you don't say nothing, they're going to leave it on blasting. See, and then you let it slide, they do it again. And again. And again. And again, it's almost as if they try to take over, bro. That's why I'm saying you have to do this. That's why I'm emphasizing on it now. Another boundary, don't expect me to forget everything. Just because I forgive you, you can't control me and say, oh yeah, you still on that. Bro, listen, if you stole some shit from me, yeah, I forgive you, but don't expect me to forget everything that you did. Because I'm not. You see how people like to pick and choose, oh, you forgave me though, but then, because they can't get their way. Oh, I thought we were past that, bro. Yeah, we passed it. But that don't mean your motherfucking ass can't come over here and just do it, you know, do some other shit just because you think, oh, I forgave you. That didn't give you permission. See, sometimes you got to explain stuff to folks because they be thinking, oh, it means something else. Now, another thing is, don't test my patience on purpose. Because people love to test your patience, bro. How long would he wait? See? So another boundary is respect my family. If somebody call your sister a bitch, bro, and you allow it, that's how you feel about your sister then. You don't let nobody, listen, when you know respect my family, that's at all times, bro. That's a boundary. Her boyfriend calls her a bitch right in front of you and you her brother and you just let it happen, bro. That man gonna think he can talk to all y'all like that. Man, if a man called my sister a bitch, I'm fine on his ass. I'm giving him a 1-2 and an uppercut, bro. He gonna feel that boundary. No, don't call my sister no B. What's wrong with you? In front of me too? That's even more disrespectful. You didn't think I was gonna hit you? Try again, bro. Like that type of stuff, it's a lot of stuff. Just like somebody disrespect your mother. Somebody disrespect somebody that means something to you, bro. You don't let that shit slide. It's not healthy for you, bro. Because then once you allow that trauma, bro, then it's a nasty cycle, bro. And it all starts with people overstepping boundaries. Another boundary, don't compare me to everybody else. You got that shit happens all the fucking time, bro. You just like my ex. You just like this person. You just like this. No, the fuck I'm not. Do we got the same birth? Do we got the same birth certificate? Do we got the same information? No. The same social? No. So when people compare you, that's disrespectful, bro. It's a boundary that people oftentimes, they cross this shit like jump rope, bro. They just do this shit and people don't even know that person has overstepped themselves, bro. Another one, don't make me choose sides constantly. See, a lot of people will see if you really trust them about what side you're going to take. I'm going to tell you the best spot is only choose the side. Like I say, if it's family, choose the side that, hey, that you rocking with, bro. But all that back and forth, a person trying to make you choose, no. Because I'm telling you, they want that control for a reason. Yep, definitely every game is different. Everything is played. See, as I say, don't hate the player, hate the game. But the whole thing is that you don't have. This is what I'm basically explaining to y'all. It's so easy, bro. It's so freaking easy. It's just that the only thing that makes it not easy is you. See, because all the boundary, I'm gonna tell you this in the simplicity, bro. The simple way to say this, bro. A boundary is just a line, bro. It's just a line. Or it could be anything to prevent something from coming against you, to, from overtaking you. Something that may try to take control over you or just like dominate you or just railroad you. It keeps that from happening. But all it really is at the end of the day is a line that separates you from someone else. See? So they can't come against you without bumping into that fucking boundary first. And that's why I say core principles. If you don't live for something, you fall for everything, right? You don't stand for something, you don't stand for a purpose, meaning you don't have principles, you don't have boundaries, you don't set limits, then you fall for everything. So my whole thing is the boundary is right in front of you. It's just a line. It's just a line, just like if you was to take a piece of chalk, a pen on paper, and you just drew a line, and guess what all that means? Don't cross this line, and we ain't got no problems. It's cold-blooded. And everybody has things they don't like and things they do like. You draw that line, all it's saying is do not cross this line or your ass is grass. End of story. All it is being realistic. You disrespect me, we got problems. Regardless of who, it don't matter. You disrespect me, we got problems. Don't cross that line. And if you get close to the line, I'm going to stop you. Because if you overstep yourself, your ass is I'm gonna whoop your ass. You're gonna hurt yourself. See? And that's how you have to be, because I'm telling you, people will literally test you. They'll walk a little closer, a little closer. They'll even put their foot on the fucking line and see if you're gonna fall for it. Oh, you're gonna let them do it and not say nothing. See, a person will step on the line and then they'll try to push your boundary and see if you're gonna stop them before they cross over. It only affects you when that person steps over, bro. That's when you start to feel it. But now you start feeling like the person got the best of you, because how dare did I let him cross that line and didn't say nothing? See? It's almost like, damn, he got through the line and I ain't stopping. How the fuck he get that close without me noticing? Because you allowed him. You basically didn't say nothing. So that gave him the green light. Now, another thing is, don't keep interrupting my healing. So when you're healing, a lot of times people want to keep pulling you back. See? Now, every healthy boundary deserves respect. That is the whole point of setting a boundary in the first place, is for respect. People always say, well, damn, how do I get respect? You have to set boundaries, bro. See, people think, oh, if they do good deeds, they get respect. No, bro. People think if they put in work, they get respect. No. You got to set boundaries, bro. When a person see that you live and stand on principles, they will respect you, bro. Because they know, oh, him right there, bro, he don't be playing, bro. He really be standing on that shit too, bro. Like, you can't eat in this car, he is not finna let you eat in this car, bro. So they respect you for that shit because you stood on principle, bro. You didn't break, you didn't budge, you didn't flex, you didn't allow that person to still do it. It's when you don't stand on principle, people start to what? Disrespect you, bro. They start disrespecting you when you're not standing on principles, bro. Now, another thing is, don't keep asking the same question hoping for a different answer. So let's say you tell somebody no, and then a day later they ask again. And then they either realize, okay, if it's just me, then they'll ask through other people. See, they'll start becoming manipulative, but you have to keep saying no. See, now, another thing is, don't treat me like an option. So like I said, if someone's not prioritizing you, they're treating you like an option, that's breaking the boundary. Don't lie to my face, it's breaking the boundary. Because here's the thing. The truth hurts, okay? The truth might hurt, I'll say that. The truth might hurt, but a lie, it hurts longer, bro. That's the difference. The lie hurts longer. So the truth, yeah, it's better to tell the truth. It might hurt a little bit, but then the person will be like, okay, they'll get over it, they'll heal from it. But it won't be that long-lasting effect as a lie would do, okay? Don't use my kindness. That's another boundary. Respect my time. Don't bring negative energy every time we talk, because a person that constantly keeps bringing negative energy is doing it on purpose. See? Misery love company. Person keeps telling you bad shit. That's to affect. See, that's to affect you, your energy. That's why I say it's not healthy, bro. Another thing is that don't expect me to read your mind. So here, healthy communication goes both ways. Don't keep making me chase you. That's another, like I say, another boundary. Don't break my confidence is another boundary. Because anything, I'm going to say why. If you allow this to happen, it will break your confidence. You know what's crazy? Your emotions are supposed to protect you. See, your emotions are supposed to protect you from your, oh my God, why is this doing? I'm gonna turn this off. Your emotions are supposed to protect you from people literally breaking your confidence, breaking your spirit, bro. See, because you're gonna feel the disrespect first, bro. But then you're gonna be like, how did it get here? No boundary. Then you're gonna say, oh, it slipped through the cracks. Well, actually, it didn't slip through the cracks. You just allowed you allowed them to slip through because you didn't stop them. You didn't remind them. So you have to remind them that, hey, I don't like this shit. That, hey, I won't accept it. If somebody talk to you a certain type of way, you got to cut them off and say, yo, you got to literally say that shit. Yo, I don't like how you talking to me. And I'm not going to continue to talk to you anymore. Hey, I'm not going to allow you to talk to me like this, to the point where you don't keep listening to them. You get up and walk away. You hang the phone up. They doing it over the phone. You hang up on their ass. You have to stop. You have to really remind, hey, man, look, I don't want to talk about negative shit all day, bro. Now it's been a couple days. You just keep talking about negative shit. I don't want to spend the rest of my evening talking about negative shit. And then in the story, see. But just to take some shit and not say nothing, but still feeling some type of way about it, that's only gonna do you a disservice, bro. It's gonna affect you. It's gonna affect your mental health, bro. Because you don't want to sit there and complain and say, man, why he always keep, every time he called me, man, he always keep talking about this girl, and he keep talking about this relation, you know, all this bullshit. Nah, bro. You feel all of that shit, but because you feel what you just said needs to be addressed. It needs to be said to him. See how your emotions protect you. So you have to own how you feel, bro. Only you know how you feel. Nobody can tell you how to feel, bro. So here's the thing. When as I said, when you feel that frustration, when you like, yo, why every time old boy call, he always talking about this girl and woo, and you realize that it's affecting you because you don't want to hear that shit any longer. You have to tell him that at this. I'm gonna say this. You have to tell him that in the same way you just said it to yourself or someone else. Because once you say you get that shit off your chest, you're gonna feel better. See? Because you address that boundary. Hey man, we can talk about anything else. I'm not talking about that girl, bro. And that whole situation, you go off to your job and woo. See? So that's the only way. Otherwise, the person gonna keep you just gonna end up letting that person rob you of your peace, bro. Now another thing says, yes, the honest value your own time. Facts. Appreciate the facts, y'all, as well. So yeah, another thing is you know, don't cross my moral values, don't expect unlimited chances. So forgiveness doesn't always mean that you're going to allow the person to repeat the cycle. See, because that's how I'm gonna tell you, repeated cycles turn into control, bro. You give somebody full access at that point, because now, AKA, repeated cycles turns into a storm. See, and then it gets out of hand, and now it turns into an illusion, because now the only way this person got this battery in their back towards you about something that you didn't even like, but allow this person to develop a cycle. Now they're going to try to make it seem like, oh, like they're running you. See? And then when you start to, oh man, man, I've been working all day, you doing everything but saying no, you're trying to explain as to why you don't want to give this person a ride or do something that they've been getting from you, all simply because you didn't say no. So now it looks like you start feeling guilty for not doing things because you have allowed it to go on so long that the cycle had turned into a whole demand. As if, oh, this person is thinking you acting funny because you've been doing it all this time. What changed? Just simply because you didn't say no. That's how folks would do you, bro. And it can turn into a boundary of their own. That, I'm gonna tell you how that looks. You allow that cycle to repeat itself so much, now the person thinks you owe them. See? Then they start saying how, oh, you should, you could, you oughta. But they start trying to put these demands on you as if, oh, they'll start making plans. They'll start making plans to use your car for their own, their own life, their own plans. Oh, you're taking me to work. Oh, so here's the deal. I'm getting a new job, and hey, you could pick me up at 7 and drop me off, and whoop-de-woo, and then on the weekends they just take over, and you like, I didn't say I was going to take you to this new job. But they'll use you if you let them. And that's why I say you got to say no. It's so easy. I know sometimes you don't want to, you just probably don't feel you have to. Because even if you don't know this, and let's say you haven't been saying no, you have to start today. Especially when you don't want to do it, bro. Because I've seen people that have allowed people to take over and take advantage of them, bro. And now they feel hostage to this person. They feel trapped. They feel stuck because how do I get out of this? And now it starts to rob you of your, like I say, affect you mentally, physically. Then you start feeling like shit. Now you start feeling used. But the very thing you have to do is you have to set the boundary. It's so easy. Just say no. What is that person gonna do? They gonna whoop your ass because you said no? No. It all stops when you say no. And you gotta stand on it. And you might think, oh, damn, if I don't give him the ride, then, oh, you know, he might lose his job. Well, so the fuck what? He should have never depended on you for a ride. If it's a chance for you to say no, maybe he was just banking on you never saying no. But the illusion shatters as soon as you say no. The boundary is what breaks the illusion, bro. Is, oh, you thought you had a sucker on your hands. You thought you had a duck on your hands. Nope. Now the person is like, now they're acting like you when you didn't say no. It's cold-blooded. Oh, so you can't take me to work tomorrow? Well, hey, I just got a new job. I don't give a fuck, man. I'm not taking you. Fine, ask somebody else. I'm not doing it no more. That's how you get people up off you. They feel that boundary. Okay, I'll just ask someone else. Don't even worry. Oh, you know what? I'll just ask someone else. Yeah, I know you're going to ask somebody else. You know, because it's like they start to get off of you when they realize the answer's no. When you start saying no, folks don't even want to be around you. That don't mean you no good, and that's great. See? So when it comes to another boundary, don't keep moving the goalpost, bro. See? Respect my need to recharge. And here's the thing, if you don't, see, I always tell people this, is that everybody has boundaries. You just can't see them, okay? So when you feel that emotion, once you feel some type of frustration, annoyance, you feel that something is going on again, it gives you that little feeling in your instincts, your chest. You start feeling like, well, hey man, I just took dude, you know, I just gave such a ride yesterday, and he's asking me again, and now you start feeling overwhelmed because you've reached your limit. See, people have conditioned everyone to think that, oh, it's a bad idea to feel things, to feel your own emotions, bro. But you need your senses, you need your emotions in order to use that as a compass. Because a lot of times, guess what? You need a little anxiety. You need a little, not a lot. But you need a signal strong enough to get your attention when someone's trying to take advantage, bro. Or when someone's doing something a little too much, because it will start affecting you. And when it gets to that point, you're supposed to set the boundary when it starts to spill over. See? Because once you realize, oh man, I feel exhausted. Hell, I worked the 8-hour or 12-hour shift myself. Now this person is asking me to do such and such and such and such and such and such. Then guess what? You gotta set the boundary and say, no, I'm gonna be sleeping in. I'm gonna be doing my own thing. I'm not gonna be able to help you with that in the story. Because now once you say that shit, you're gonna feel this heaviness rise off of you, off your shoulders, and it's gonna be so peaceful and just like, man. And that person ain't even gonna ask you no more. Nope. No time soon, because the boundary. So I always tell people, like, this is why people keep coming for you. People keep asking you. People keep trying to, you know, they keep doing this stuff, because the boundary is what stops the illusion. The boundary is what stops the pattern, because the pattern is the illusion. See, a lot of people, that's why I say everybody comes with a facade and everybody comes with an illusion. You just got to know which one you're dealing with, because anytime you meet someone, you never really get to meet the real person. See, it's like sometimes if it's an interview, you're going to get met with what? The facade. That's why the person puts on a suit and tie. They try to dress, you know, to impress. They try to, you know, be all friendly and trying to be like, oh, you know, smiling and trying to, you know, accommodate the other person to sell themselves. But when you do this, you're selling them a lie. It's not the real you. But that's the thing. That's the facade. The illusion is, oh, I got so much experience, and oh, I show up every day, I'm all this. You're trying to convince the person that you should pick me because I come to work every day, I do this, I do. That's the illusion, because you want them to believe your story. It's cold-blooded. So I know many of you probably saying, well, what do? You just be your goddamn self and just keep it real. Okay, yeah, I believe I'm a good worker, but trying to overdo it, and that's the whole thing. Was natural and normal is what you want to do, but when it becomes convincing, when you feel like someone's trying to make you accept their story, that's when it becomes a problem. And you can feel it first. Your emotions will pick up on it first, because the person will repeat themselves. See, the problem is people will say it twice. That's how you know they're trying to get you to accept their story. That's how you know they're drawing the illusion, because they will start. It's a thing that happens when a person knows that they're full of shit. They will say it twice. So they'll say, "Oh, I'm a good worker, and yeah, I come to work every day, and yeah, I come to work every day, and like I never had any problems." And they start doing that whole little saying it twice, to where as if they're trying to make you, as if they're convincing you, oh, it really happened. But it's like, if it happened, you just say it one time. Why are you saying it twice? That's why I tell people, like, as the video that I'm gonna drop after this one, is why you have to listen twice and speak once, bro. Listen twice and speak once. Because here's the thing. When you listen twice, anytime someone says something to you, always listen twice. That's because here's the thing. There was a question that a person asked, and I'm not really too sure if it was physiology or something. It was a situation where, with the whole anatomy of a person, right? A person was like, well, why do humans have two eyes? Why do humans have two nostrils, you know, in their nose? Why do you have a mouth? Why can't you see yourself? Why do you have two ears? Right? And with my theory is this: when you had two ears, you got to listen twice, bro. Listening twice with two ears, bro. One ear is to listen to the words a person says, and the other ear is to listen to their emotions. It's cold-blooded. And then you speak once. And then you speak once. Because when you listen to a person's words, you have to understand what they're saying to you. But what's the tone? The only way you can listen to the tone is listening to the emotions behind the words. It's cold-blooded, because a person can say something to you, and guess what? If you can't read their tone, you think they just said, oh, have a nice day. But if they say it like, have a nice day, it doesn't sound like you're saying have a nice day. You sound like, oh, you're upset. Why is that? It's cold-blooded, bro. You have two eyes because every time you deal with a person, you're met with the illusion and the facade, bro. I know I'm going a little too deep for y'all. I know I probably scared some of y'all with this knowledge, bro, but it's true. You have two eyes because every person you meet comes with an illusion and a facade. So when you say, hey, you introduce yourself, hey, my name is such and such, and they say, hey, my name is, what, and y'all shake hands, and it's like, oh, how you doing? Yeah, man, how's your night going? Yeah. Who are you meeting? The story is what they're trying to get you to believe. That's the illusion. Remember I said the facade is like wearing a suit and a tie and trying to look like, oh, there's something else. And guess what? The craziest thing is this. John Wayne Gacy was the master at this shit, because he realized, listen, every single Pisces has a theory, bro, that has been proven genius, correct. Albert Einstein. The crazy thing is, the theory is that, put it to you like this. Now I almost forgot what I was finna say, but it'll come back to me. But what I was gonna say was that when it'll come back to me, y'all. I actually almost say I had it on the tip of my tongue, but yeah, it'll come back to me. But yeah, I say that to say that every Pisces has a theory, because it's like a person like Albert Einstein, his little theory. And then I said John Wayne Gacy. Okay, I see what I was saying. Now with John Wayne Gacy, the crazy thing is that his theory was crazy because nobody knew that he knew the situation with the image, bro, of what people thought he was when he really wasn't. And he knew that people would believe what they saw before getting to know him first, bro. Getting to know somebody means you got to sit with that person long enough to find out who they really are. Not who you're met with. See? Not who you just met. You got to go for sitting with the person to see who they really are for yourself. Because there's a thing that happens with the two eyes, okay? The illusion and facade. Once the illusion is gone and once the facade is gone, now you get to see the real person for who they really are. That's why from a distance, a person can look friendly. And then this is what John Wayne Gacy figured out, is that if you look friendly, people think you're friendly. And that's how he was able to kill those folks, bro. Because they believe the image first before meeting him. Man, this man mastered that shit, bro. And he kept doing it. He kept finessing. Bro, this man kept fooling them with that shit. He got good at it. So he looked the happiest, the friendliest. So people would think, oh, he wouldn't mean me no good. The man is a freaking, he's a very friendly person. Look at him. They didn't see no threat, no type of threat, no evil, no sinister, no type of vibe, none of that. They didn't see that in him. And he played on that shit. See, that's the thing. And it's scary because, especially with my sign, Pisces, is because it's a lot of shit y'all don't know about me that I've done, that I probably should be in jail for about. I'll never tell you. I'll never tell you. I'll never tell you. Never tell anyone. But if you knew, you would be like, are you fucking kidding me? That should let that sink in. Let that sink in. And then you'll say to yourself, oh man, I really need to get some freaking some eye cleaner, because a lot of people walking around this motherfucker done some shit and they don't look like they did anything wrong. It's cold-blooded, bro. Now here's the thing. People will play mind games with your mind because your mind is connected to your thoughts. And we are conditioned to think that something is good or bad. But you got to be able to make sense of what you're seeing with your two eyes, bro. Remember I said you must know what the illusion is. You must know what you must know when you have met or encountered the facade. It goes from what a person will want you to believe concerning them, so they sell you the story, is the illusion. They want you to buy into what they say to you first before meeting them. Because listen, if you think you've met the person for who they really are, and you actually met the illusion and fell in love with the illusion, that's how you get played. That's how you get cheated on. That's how you get, bamboozled to where, I didn't know this person was going to mean me, I didn't know they would mean me no good. They didn't look like this. Oh, they were always like this. You just didn't see it clearly. You didn't see them clearly because you did not sit with them long enough. That's why I said patience, silence. Patience and silence, and also, I'm going to tell you another trick, was actually a genius move, is you have to look somebody in their fucking eye, bro. When you're talking to people, you must look at them face on, eye to eye. And do not take your eyes off their eyes, bro. Because once you do this, guess what happens? They don't know which one to show you. But here's the funny part. You get to see the real them first. It's cold-blooded. Because that's the thing. A person, if you're looking dead at them, fam, they assume you already know the real them. To the point where, they can't draw the illusion or the facade when you're staring at them like that. See? Because that's the thing. From afar, if you look at somebody, you're going to say, oh man, that person looks friendly. Oh, he doesn't look like a threat. Before you even get out of your car, you're already looking at the person that pulled up, facial expressions. Not knowing that the facial expressions belongs to the mask, bro. The facade. I can put on a bright smile and say, hey man, how you doing, bro? Yeah, wave and everything. And then the crazy thing is you assume that I'm friendly. So you go to the ATM and get out of your car just because I waved and smiled. I don't look like a threat. See? Because one thing, you didn't question what you saw. You did not question what you saw before you got to know me first. It's cold-blooded. So you got to get to know people, because the facade and the Illusion are strong, bro. And if you can't tell what you're dealing with, you instantly will assume that this person is like that, bro. And a person can come to you and shake your hand, smile, meet a friend, and they can be extremely nice. They can be extremely friendly. They can, you know, seem like supportive, do these little things. Whole time, that's not them, bro. That's the illusion. That's the facade, bro. See, the facade can only last for a short amount of time. It's uncomfortable to be something you're not, especially when meeting people. So the objective is for the person to fall for it, to believe the smile is real when it's not. Then once the person walks away, the person takes the mask off like, oh my God, I could finally breathe. Because that was never them the whole time, bro. The illusion is a story. They tell you the whole bullshit story about how they've been, you know, a mechanic for 20 years and all this bullshit and trying to sound smart and trying to sound like, oh, I'm on your level. See, I'm your equal. And then all of a sudden you believe them. Well, hey man, let me take your number down. And then you instantly just start to feel comfortable, not with that person. You fell in love with their illusion and their facade, bro. Appreciate the rose, Chosen. And see, that's why I tell people, bro, life is not that simple, bro. Like we're conditioned to think that life is great and our life is easy, and we walk around thinking everybody is so this, so that, bro, and it's nothing like that, bro. Now, I'm not saying you got to be in fear mode and avoiding. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying when you look at someone, you have to make sense of what you're actually seeing, bro. Because look, you will look at the person and say, oh, yeah, he looks friendly. And guess what? Yeah, he looks friendly, but that doesn't mean you should trust him. That's what I'm saying. You shouldn't trust him, even though he looks friendly. Well, hey, he looks friendly on the outside, but guess what? I don't know him. That's the better approach. I don't know him. Oh, honey, somebody's coming. Contractors are coming to clean the house. Are we going to let them just, you know, be in our house while we're gone? Hell no. Hell no. You don't know those folks. I don't give a damn how long they've been doing contracting work. You have to have some type of neighbors or somebody watching them motherfucking ass. Have cameras, because I'm telling you, people will literally look something, and guess what? You got to be careful, because listen, if it looks too good to be true, that's because it looks too good to be true. You got to differentiate what is natural from what is forced. You feel like someone's trying to convince you. You got to be careful. It should always take as much time as you need to get to know someone, bro. Hey, man, I got to get to know you. I got to get to know you. Got to get to know you. Because I'm telling you, one thing about a person, if they're not being the real them, they're not going to wait for you. Because the mask is too uncomfortable to put the facade up. Being something that you're not is uncomfortable, bro. So that facade is that mask going to end up falling apart. It's going to fall off their face. They're going to say, oh, hell no, I'm not waiting. They're going to become frustrated. You still don't trust me? You still don't trust me? Hell no, it's been 3 weeks. Then the illusion. Can't change the story. Oh, now they were telling you about how they were a mechanic and doing this and doing that. And then, oh, I still got to get to know you a little longer. All of a sudden, their story changes. You find out they're working at Taco Bell. And that it just happens because you waited. As you wait, the whole freaking person starts to shapeshift. And then as soon as you see it clearly, you like, oh, there it is. That's the real him. But what you did, this is what you did differently. You waited because things kept changing. See? Because I'm going to tell you, the facade cannot wait, bro. The illusion cannot wait. See? The only person that can wait is the real person, bro. The real them. But as soon as you get the whole, oh, I'm not waiting around, and oh, it's got to happen now, and all the rushy, that means you cannot trusty. See, it's not the real them. So I will tell people to wait, because listen, if you wait to anything, if you ever look at the troops, the army, military, if they sat there and waited, the enemy will put his gun on the table. See? The enemy will literally, the soldier will literally sit down, take his gun apart, put it on the table, and take a break. Right? But you know, at the end of the day, he's a troop, a soldier. But then, if ain't no action, oh, he thinks it ain't shit going down. That don't mean that don't mean that out there in the desert, it ain't a whole freaking 50-something soldiers just sitting there, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't get to a point where, oh, I'm going to just take a little break and I'm going to just do this, bro. That's not being realistic. Me only knowing you for three weeks doesn't mean that I owe you a friendship. It doesn't mean I should trust you. And guess what? If someone's trying to make you trust them so fast in a hurry, bro, that's a red flag. That's not the real them, bro. See, because they're only, here's the thing. The reason why you see the facade in the illusion is for one purpose. It's to get you to trust them, bro. To rob you of your trust. Because trust is the only thing a person needs access to control you, bro. And every human being has this in them that they want to conquer, bro. We're born that way. You're born to want to take over something, bro. To own something. So when these illusions come out, you don't want to tell a person that, hey, I want to take over. See, you don't want to tell someone, oh yeah, this is the real me, because you're afraid of being judged for you being yourself. So you draw that illusion, that facade, try to use that in itself to do the work for you, so that you never have to be there. It's cold-blooded, bro. I always say, bro, this is what you can't see, bro. Now, another, like I say, I got a whole lot of, like I say, boundaries. Don't wait until you lose me to appreciate me. See, so sometimes this is a broken boundary, because now, let's say a person loses you, okay? Y'all break up. But now all of a sudden the person is trying to get you back. All of a sudden now they appreciate you. It don't work like that. So a person could have felt like, oh, I should have treated you better. I appreciate the times we had spent together and whatnot. But here's the problem. By the time someone fully recognizes your value, the trust and the connection, see, may already be too damaged to rebuild. You cannot build something when somebody broke up with you. Obviously, they didn't want you. See, so it's like you can't give them the second chance to come back, because you can't rebuild it, bro. So they always say that. Now, okay, so another thing I was going to talk about with the whole listen, like I say, listen twice, speak once, because I feel like it's super important, because a lot of people don't appreciate the hearts. Let me see, I came with Nina. And subscribe if you haven't. But it's like, Okay, so I want to talk about this too. I got another thing I want to tell y'all about is the different signs that somebody secretly hates you, bro. Okay. Now, see, usually if somebody hates you, they're gonna try to deceive you, bro. And if you really look at deception, it's to appear to be one way, as I mentioned, just what we were just, what we were just talking about. So they will try to do the opposite first. See, so they'll try to show you a smile, try to get you to trust that whole image in itself. Okay. Now, if somebody secretly hates you, they're not going to always say it. That's why I said secretly hate you. Now, another thing is this. Not everybody that is smiling at you is rooting for you, bro. It's a reason why when you look at a person and they smile, it's so easy for you to trust it, bro. Because you think it's safe. You think you're safe when you see someone smiling at you. You think you're safe. You like a girl and she's smiling. You think she likes you instantly. But here's the thing. You don't stop for one moment and second guess that. Your eyes, you have to always look twice. It's cold-blooded. You got to almost from ear to ear, you have to look at a person and say, she's smiling. But why is she smiling? It ain't always what it looked like, bro. The smile is the very thing people fall for. It's almost like charm. You fall for that because like I say, you feel safe. You feel as though, you feel like that is the reflection of you because that's how you feel. If you smile, it's cold-blooded. But that's the thing. Just because the sun beams onto that particular person doesn't mean that, they're going to feel how you feel. Nah, bro. We all have different facial expressions. Everybody's smiling for different fucking reasons. Ain't got nothing to do with what's bad or what's good. People smile for different reasons. And it don't have to be happy to smile is a secret. But we're conditioned to think that it's cold-blooded. You could be smiling because you done killed 4 people. Oh, guess what? Single-handedly. You could be smiling because you killed 4 people smiling. That could be something funny to the person. So they're not even smiling at you. They're smiling from something of what's going on the inside of them. But here's the thing. You cannot always trust what you see. It's all about what you can't see is what you can really trust. Because that is the real them. The real shit is what you can't see. So with that being said, many of you may be asking, well, then how do you see it? Body language. It's cold-blooded. Okay, you're smiling, but that's just one cue. What else you're doing? Arms folded, leaning off to the left, legs crossed. You got to look at the whole entire ocean, bro. That's the whole thing. People oftentimes think Pisces is the 2 fish. That's the illusion, bro. That's the illusion. Pisces is the whole fucking ocean, bro. But all you see, here's the thing. All you see is the 2 fish. When the whole ocean is Pisces, bro. That's why I be saying, like, bro, it is never that simple. It's never just, 2 little fish, bro. It's a whole fucking ocean going on. If somebody smiling, that's just one little tiny little that's one thing that you notice. Doesn't mean that's all that's happening, bro. See, you look at somebody smiling, you think it's this small. You think it's harmless. But nah, bro. You have to open your fucking third eye, bro. Because these eyes, these are the windows to your soul, bro. And what you got to do is you have to be investigating things. You have to know that, hey, yeah, they're smiling, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. The difference is, are you going to be consistent? Is it a consistent smile? Do I know you enough to know that this smile is for that? Oh, no, I don't even know you. So I can't say that. So what you have to do is, like mathematics, you have to wait. You have to watch people, bro. You have to watch people. You can't just trust something, because it look good. Because we out at the beach and yeah. And we out at Vegas and we all around the rich folk and yeah. So the smile, no. You have to sit there and observe. You have to spectate. You have to watch. See? Because once you watch, guess what? Your eyes will adjust to what you're really seeing. See, the problem is once you focus, guess what? Guess what steps out of the way? The facade and the illusion. So now, once you focus on the target and you watching them, guess what? You're going to catch them doing otherwise every single time, bro. That's just like if you own a company and you got cameras in your establishment. Do people start stealing when the boss is on the floor walking around saying, hey, how you doing, everyone? No. People start stealing when they think the boss is gone for the day. So guess who catches them? The cameras. Because they don't know they're being watched. It's cold-blooded. People don't know they're being watched, and this was when they start to show the real them. They take the mask off. They take the mask off. Because they think they're not being watched. They smile because they think, no one's paying attention. And that's the thing I'll be trying to tell people is you have to watch people, bro. You have to watch people. And if you can't watch them, you have somebody else watch them that they don't know about. I told y'all a situation where the neighbor went in my mailbox. All because they thought I wasn't on to him. I was looking right through the fucking living room door, just literally peeping Tom, just literally watching their ass. And as soon as I walked outside, the neighbor, opened my mailbox and reached her hand in my shit. And I yelled, what the hell are you doing in my mailbox? See, it's little stuff that you really watch folks, you will catch them red-handed doing some shit, bro. And that's the real them, bro. Because they thought nobody was watching them. It's cold-blooded, man. It's like you can't just trust the first glimpse you get of a person. I'm telling you. Now, another thing, it's definitely a federal offense. And the crazy thing was, I said, yo, don't go in my mailbox. And she said, my brother's keys are in here. I said, no, don't be putting no brother keys in my shit. Do not go in my mailbox. But it was just the whole, like, how long has she been doing this? Like, if I just caught her doing this, she probably been doing this shit. You got to really watch folks. I'm telling you, it's a lot of stuff that goes on under your nose, bro. Like I told you, like I shared with you guys, I said I caught 3 mice the other day. I didn't know I had no, like I say, sometimes I get the little field mice in the crib. but it's because of my back door. They be getting in underneath the little thing. But it's crazy because I thought I was hearing a bird. Next thing you know, I get up and I see 3 mice sitting up there, you know, looking up at me like, yeah, we're stuck here. Yeah, you're stuck because your ass ain't supposed to be in here. See? But it's like, it's a lot of stuff moving around, it's a lot of shit moving. It's more going on than you think, in other words. Okay? More of the story. Now, going back to how to tell if someone secretly hates you. Now, I will say that um, if a person secretly hates you, like I say, they celebrate your losses harder than your wins. It's very obvious, okay? But some people just don't know. If a person gives you they secretly hate you, uh, every compliment comes with a backhanded comment or a snide comment. Uh, they disappear when life starts, you know, going well for you. Um, they rarely give you genuine credit. They support everyone except you. They secretly compete instead of collaborating, and they always ask personal questions, but never celebrate your answers. Okay, so those like the top 10. Now, another thing is that they remember your losses, bro. That's like the number one big thing. A person always remembers like memories of you losing some shit, failing, you know, struggling. They might mention, oh, you know, if they remember the time you were messed up or you were like on drugs or something, they'll you know, bring it up. So it's really the opposite of love. So it's almost like it would be everything of the opposite, you know. So it's like a person that love you versus a person that hates you is just like they don't support you at all. See. Now, another thing, I don't know why I got my. Okay, so another thing is going back to that listen twice, um, speak once situation. Okay, so a lot of times, wait a minute, let me see what I got here. Okay, so I wanted to say also about I'll talk about that next, but I got another thing as well. Okay, so now another thing I wanted to mention on the facade, okay, really quick, is when you dealing with the facade, okay, the image that somebody intentionally tries to present to you, okay? That's why I said when you got 2 eyes, who the hell is that? It's all kind of, man, this city is bad. Don't come to Milwaukee, bro. It's bad, bro. Like, I don't know why it's this bad, but it's like, it's annoying bad to where people are like literally walking around screaming and yelling and shit, and it's just like shooting, crazy shit. But anyway, I don't know if y'all can hear that shit, but yeah. Hope they don't come over here, bro, if anything. But the facade, okay, so I'm gonna roll my window up, bro. They is so fucking loud. Okay, so what I was saying about the facade, okay, so a lot of people don't know is like it's what you're intentionally why the hell are they walking up, bro? Anyway, okay, so yeah, when it comes to facade, my bad, y'all. It's when the like I say, the image that someone intentionally presents to others. So a lot of times it's intentional, and people don't know that this is something that's being, you know, intentionally shown to you. So that's why a lot of people think it's the real person, because sometimes they just look at the person and they think, okay, this is just, you know, if you merely just see a human, you think, oh, this is the person that's actually, like, you assume that it's the real them speaking and talking to you, but you don't even see that the image that they're, you know, coming off with is not them, bro. It's just like a person can be dressed up. For instance, they can have on name brand clothing and not be wealthy. It could just be a front to where you think this person got money, but they really don't. See what I'm saying? It's just because the image that you saw in them, it's like, and the image you saw in them was done on purpose. That's the reason why they dress like that. They want people to think that they're rich and wealthy. See, so the facade is the mask. So it's what the person wants you to see. It's what the person wants you to believe about them. See, so a lot of times a person may want you to fall in love with their facade. See, so they might want you to fall in love with that image. So here, it could be the mask or it could be the role that they're playing. Okay. Now, the illusion is different. The illusion is a false impression. So here, it's almost like a person can be impressionable to where you first meet a person, they seem, you know, extremely friendly, you know, enthused, you know, charismatic, chivalry, you know, chivalrous. It's like you get this whole impression, but it's not the real them. And then this is why I will say this, is I'm gonna tell you which one is more deadly, or which one is more harder to distinguish from, which one is harder to recognize, and it's the illusion, bro. Because if you go to the dentist and let's say you get veneers or you get some type of, like, you know, you get something done to your mouth and you get a false tooth or something, who would actually know if it's your real teeth? Obviously, you know that it's not. But if someone else sees it, they're going to think, oh, that's his teeth. That's her teeth. So it's almost like when the dentist presents this idea to you, why would you even want to get a false tooth, right? Because you want other people to, you know, think you got a nice smile, right? But you really don't. It's just the dentist has made you a false impression. So now, oh, it's to make you feel better about yourself. See? So now you could be talking to people and now they think you got a great smile, but it's not real. It's cold-blooded. And guess what? You might, let's say you're a female and you got a, you know, an impression done and it's false. It's not really your real teeth. It's just, you know, something you pay for. And all of a sudden it boosts your confidence. You find the guy that you wanted to talk to. And now, you know, everybody likes you. Now, one day you get too comfortable because now you think, oh, I'm in there. You know, this person that married you and never knew this was not your teeth, right? Only for you to sit down and take out into what? Like I said, the soldier putting his gun on the table, thinking he's safe. And then all of a sudden, you pull the damn impression out. And then your husband or whoever sees it, they're like, holy shit, that wasn't your real teeth the whole time? And then you're like, oh, no, I'm sorry. No, it's not. And then you see the whole little like snag a tooth situation. And it's like, oh my fucking God. The person feels bamboozled. They feel tricked. They feel the effects of the illusion. Because they believe that that was your real teeth. They probably wouldn't have even married you had they known you had false impression done. It's cold-blooded. And you knew that too. That's why you bought them. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all, is that people aren't going to explain these things to you when they first meet you. Even if you've known them for years, You might not even know they have a false leg, a false arm, a broken hand. It's little things they're not going to tell you because they think that, oh, you're not going to want to talk to them. I knew a lady that had HPV and she didn't tell anyone. And then at the last minute, she's like, oh, every time she gets with a guy, they stop talking to her. And they fighting out there, bro. This shit's annoying me, bro. But hope they don't start shooting. I'm gonna have to move around from here. Man, that shit be blowing me, bro. But I be saying that's the archons, bro. It's like this is the funny part. These people want to come over here with all this rowdy bullshit at this hour, and it's almost the witching hour. It's almost 3 a.m. The craziest thing is why I always tell you guys about energy is because me doing this video right here, these people are right behind me, like down some by the damn, the sidewalk. Out of all places they could have went, why right here behind me, bro? See? So now that should tell you something. And for the most part, it's usually quiet here. Nobody really comes here, but there's like a anytime fitness place like right here. So it's a 24-hour fitness place. But like, it's crazy how people could just literally want to go right here. Now they fighting, bro. Oh my God, bro. Yeah, they fighting for real, bro. See if y'all can see what I'm talking about. I know y'all probably don't want to see it, but this is like, if you really look, I'm trying to zoom in and see. It's like super, like, wait, it's like right there. And then it off to the side there. I don't know why all these people, they want to come over here and fight. I don't know, somebody gonna probably get hurt. I don't know why they fighting like that, but let me see. Yeah, that's wild, bro. I don't know why they. She said somebody ate her pussy. What the fuck? sound like maybe she must have been messing with that other girl man or something. That's what I'm thinking. She's saying she still ate it. What the fuck is they talking about? Go to bed. You know, it's a lot of stuff going on. It's a lot of stuff going on around here. But man, what the heck is they doing? It'd be a lot of stuff going on. And I be feeling like folks be having shit. I wouldn't think they would just be fighting over a dude. I think they would probably be fighting somebody has probably caught something. Cause I know it was a girl in my city that was giving out herpes and shit. And you know, ain't no telling. And these little fast girls and shit, they be doing all kind of shit. I don't know why would she go all the way. Folks be all in my shit like, damn, dog. Why people be all in my, they like, damn, this man got recording the shit, but I can't even find where their ass went to. But I think I don't know where the hell the other girl went. She keeps saying she's little. Damn. Sound like I hear a glass bottle or something. I don't know what the hell. They probably look like these people probably looking at me like I'm crazy, because I already be sitting here parking and shit, but I just wanted to be in my video. But yeah, but shit, I don't know. They ain't really doing nothing now. But shit, if I hear some more I hear some more shit, man. I should have parked where my car was facing that way. Shit. Matter of fact, I probably should, huh? But it probably would. No, I wouldn't have enough light. That'd probably be why. But yeah, man, it's like, to me, I think I'm glad they ain't really start shooting each other and no crazy shit. That's the whole thing. Like, no, I hear a glass bottle. Yeah, I hear a glass bottle and shit, bro. That's why I be saying, bro, Milwaukee is bad as fuck, bro. You gotta be careful. You gotta be on P's and Q's. But you also gotta be, um, you gotta watch your surroundings, man. Where I'm from, bro, that's really the type of city, you know. They got all these different little areas and stuff. Yeah, definitely. I mean, they really don't waste no time to really. You're, damn, she's still in that parking lot. See, I don't really think fighting is not. I'm gonna show y'all where she at, which is kind of stupid. I think it's kind of stupid because if you look and see, like, if I'm like steady, she's like right. If I try to look, right there and straight ahead, you can see her walk like. And that's the one that was telling the other girl that somebody ate her stuff or something. I'm like, bro, y'all talking about that, and the other girl must be older because she said that she's a little ass girl or some shit. Not a little girl, but like a little. Well, I guess she's kind of short, but like her being alone, if I was her, I would get the fuck from over there, bro. Like, if you riding with somebody and you fighting, they gonna hurt you. She got a glass bottle and she got something, because I heard it. Talking about, and see, my thing with people when they fight is that if you did any type of shit with somebody, man, or something, that ain't the time to be telling a person that you, uh-oh, where the fuck he going? Yeah, that ain't the time to be, telling somebody what you done and woo. That's how folks be getting killed, fam. Especially when somebody angry, really like snapping out. She probably done walked off into the damn dark or somewhere. I don't see her no more. I think she went by that that H&R Block or something. But yeah, she said that the girl ate her out, and the girl said the man or somebody ate her out, and now they on her ass about it. And now they walking towards that fucking they not done, bro. They literally walking her ass down. Yeah, I think she caught something, bro. And she just said she was weird. But then I can't see from that angle, but like, it's like, yeah, I can't even see from that angle. But like, they was just parked, hold on, they was just parked over, hold on, they was just parked. They done went down somewhere. The girl, see, this is the problem. The girl, oh shit, so it's like 2 cars behind me on this side, then another car over here, and then another car. So they didn't call somebody. And see, the problem is, the girl on timing, fam. So I feel like she shouldn't even said that shit, bro. She shouldn't even have told the girl if that's what happened. But like I said, I've heard stories in my city that these little young girls be walking around here. Some girl, because I remember, you gotta understand, like, me being a Lyft Uber driver, when I was heavy, like, doing that shit, to where I used to do this shit full time, that I used to hear in my back seat females, younger females, and they like 20 years old, talking about how somebody did something to them, went down on them, and one of the girls had herpes and all kind of weird shit, that the girl gave the dude herpes and shit. And it's like, they thought the shit was funny. Just little evil shit, bro, to where I feel like there might be some type of little situation they going through, because who would have, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it was just, if the girl, that goddamn, she crying and screaming, if the girl screaming like that and crying and shit, that means somebody got affected by something. It couldn't just be merely, oh, you slept with her man. It had to be some other shit too, like on some, she was affected, something happened, maybe somebody got pregnant, you don't know. Oh, what's going on, Jerry? What's going on? That somebody was fighting, but like, it's 3 in the morning, and all these cars is like surrounding behind me and shit. But like, these people, I don't know if that's all these cars and shit. Wait, they look like they trying to fight, but I wouldn't even be trying to fight like that. And now they fighting now, I think. Man, that's one thing I wouldn't do. I wouldn't even be, bro. If I ain't got nobody with me, bro, I'm not finna fight no 5, 6 people by myself, bro. And if somebody do something, cause you know, people don't fight. People do not fight fair. They don't, in a fight like that, anything could go. To the point where anything can happen, to where you just don't know what's coming, bro. Some people be putting padlocks and socks and having different types of weapons and shit that you don't know about. Knives. All I got on me, shit. Right now, shit, I wasn't expecting this to happen. Shit, that's all I got on me is a box cutter. Now I feel like that's all I got on me is a box cutter. And I got some fucking mace, but I feel like this could really fuck somebody up if you really was on that timing. Cause it's sharp as hell. I just got it. And it's got but I ain't buy it for that. I bought it for just for like cutting my boxes open and shit. But like it ain't never a good look when it's a whole bunch of like younger folks sitting up there fighting in the middle of the night, bro. That ain't no good thing, bro. And then they didn't call people. That to me is a weird. That's why I said you got two ears. You listen twice, bro. It sound like you hear the words, somebody arguing. You hear the emotion. Now here's the thing. So that's the girl that the shit didn't happen to. And now this big ass truck keeps circling around. But to me, that's the thing, bro. Hopefully, I don't know if they know each other. It's too many fucking cars, bro. But me, the problem is like, I hope nobody didn't get busted open or something, bro. Cause that shit is no joke. Somebody probably did, but like, bro, that shit, you making me shit become a little paranoid there. Nah, I'm tripping. Let me see something. But yeah, man, it seemed like it didn't die down a little bit, but it's still them cars still over there on both sides. But to me, it wouldn't have been, I don't understand if like they fighting over that. That's just kind of crazy. I don't know. People be fighting over dumb shit, bro. People be fighting over stupid stuff all the time. But wait a second, man. Why are they doing all this now? They look like they didn't stop, but I don't think they stopped for good. I think it's like a it look like she threw somebody's shoes in the street. No, they leaving now, I think. But I feel like they must have fought, because if they already going their own ways, they separate ways. No, they chasing Wade. Or they went down. They like trailing each other, but no, I don't think they done. But they got away from here though. They might be following her down to where she was at, to where she went. I mean, I hope ain't nobody fucking like, they ain't like knock her ass out and she just over there laying around somewhere. Cause that could be the case too. They probably knocked her out and left her ass on the damn pavement. Now they gone now. Shit. But yeah, man, that type of stuff, that's why I be saying, bro, like, you gotta be careful who you mess with in this city, man. This shit's scary as shit, bro. You can't even trust, like, nothing but, like, I always felt like the thing about the whole going down south thing, bro, is that, bro, that's why I always be telling people, like, bro, I don't do that shit no more, bro. I stopped doing that shit because I feel like, bro, you don't be knowing if somebody could get up and walk away from you, bro. That shit just, it literally fucks with you to the point where you don't really know where motherfucker gon', you know, motherfucking sleep with somebody and then end up, you know, you don't know who the fuck they sleeping with, what the fuck they doing from you doing that, bro. Obviously, if you're in a relationship, it's different, but I'm saying, like, if you, it ain't something that you could just be out here doing with folks, bro. And according to their situation, that shit sound like they probably was fighting over some secret, you know, some secret shit to where, who knows, like, you know, that ain't something that I would say, you know, that's gonna start a fight if you've been doing something with somebody, man, behind their back, and then you mention it, like, you asking for a ass whooping. But then if you gave the person something, it's even worse. Because imagine if you burnt somebody because of it, but you can't fight. Then you get your ass whooped thinking that, oh, you got the best of somebody because you burnt them. Like, I feel like that could have been the scenario too. But it's like, I always said that you got to be aware of things. That's why I was watching the fight, because I'm like, shit, I ain't trying to see the fight coming towards me. But had I just been like still on this, you know, if I would have been so focused on this, then it's almost like, what if somebody pulled, you know, God forbid, would have pulled a gun out and started shooting? It's like you don't want to be like caught blindsided by something if you don't really know what's going on. But another thing is okay, so with the facade and the illusion with John Wayne Gacy, okay, I'm gonna use him as an example. So he himself was a prime example of using the facade and the illusion. Okay, now when we look at John Wayne Gacy, his facade was that he presented himself as a successful businessman, okay, community volunteer and friendly neighbor. Those are the things of which he was known for. See, so you gotta, this is so crazy, is because, like, even these people didn't even know he was capable of what he actually, you know, did regarding the case. Now, the illusion, John Wayne Gacy's illusion, is that many people came to believe that the public image reflected his true character. See, when it did not, bro. When it did not, bro. So that's why I said, like, anybody is capable of being something that nobody would never think them to be, bro, until you're put in that position, to the point where, that's why I never put it past nobody, bro. I never put it past nobody, bro. It's not that, oh, I would be paranoid about it, but it's just saying, like, anybody could be on some weird shit, bro. Anybody could be susceptible, you know, you could really draw suspicion with everybody because you really don't know them, bro. See, now here's another thing. What the whole mere fact with John Wayne Gacy, this had to happen for a reason, bro. And many people missed the whole point. Because this is the thing. The biggest lesson came from his case, bro. See, he really, that's why I said every Pisces masters something. It's like a theory that they master, is that he was the prime example of why you cannot trust people, bro. You can't trust what you see. Because people clearly thought that he was a good person, like I say, businessman, community volunteer, friendly neighbor, to the point where the illusion outweighed the facade, because they just believed him for that. And that's the only thing that they believed about him. To where, as if that was enough to write everything else off. They thought that was his true character. That's why I said when people see friendly, they think, oh, I'm safe. They think, oh, I won't have to brace for nothing. I won't have to worry about nothing bad happening because boom. See? So another thing is that one of the biggest lessons for the John Wayne Gacy situation is this: the facade and reality, bro. The facade and reality. So reality is the truth of it all, the truth of the matter. So this is why I said the facade will always be there. But here's the game with the illusion. With the illusion, you have to find out the truth, bro, and accept it, bro. See, you got to find the truth and accept it, because in order, everybody has a truth. Everybody has their truth about who they, in regard to who they really are. But you have to find out the reality of each person to actually know them, flaws and all. So what I'm trying to say is that put it like this: a facade is what someone chooses to show you, bro. They choose to show you. And that's the thing why I tell people is like, if someone smiles, they're smiling to get your attention, bro. See, they're smiling to get your attention. They're smiling because they want you to think they're friendly, bro. It's cold-blooded. They want you to think they're friendly. It's not that they think they're friendly. They want you to think they're friendly. So now when you trying to holler at a female and she's smiling and flirting and blushing and whoop-de-woo, what is she doing with you? See? I just told you. That's why I said, man, you can instantly read into that wrong and think, oh, man, she like me. She really wants you to what? She really wants you to think she's a certain type of way. Like, I remember, bro, I knew this cancer female, and this hoe, bro, she was different, bro. She was fine, but she was shysty, bro. Could you imagine a female that looked good on the outside, freaky as hell, but she's a thief at the same fucking time? Hit different, bro, to the point where she'll take off on your ass, bro. But then be freaky as hell. She looks super good, bro, and you would never think that she be out here stealing, bro. That's why I be saying, like, bro, trick bag, bro. You don't be you can never just think somebody is good, bro. Or you just can't just think they're bad. It's a lot of other shit you gotta be factoring in. Okay, so here's the thing. The illusion is what you start believing. See, this is the lesson. The illusion is what you start believing if you never look beyond the surface, bro. Because that's the whole reason why it's drawn. That's the whole reason why it's shown to you, bro. It's why it's introduced to you, but you thought you were being introduced to that person, not knowing you were introduced to that person's illusion, bro. See, so here, the illusion is what you start believing if you never look beyond that surface. So that's why the actions over time matter more than their appearance, bro. See, the actions is what you gotta watch for. Not their words, not how they look. It's their actions, bro. Because the actions is what you can't see. Because why I say you can't see is that, when a person began to not say something, but they're doing something where their energy is going in a certain direction, now you could trust the energy based on what? Because the energy is controlling how they're moving. Forget what they talking about. Forget about how they look. But you could trust their energy, how they move. Now, I'm not saying don't trust what you see as in, that's it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you cannot judge a character by their appearance alone, bro. See, you got to look for the constant patterns of behavior over time. That's why you have to get to know someone, bro. To find out who they really are for yourself. See, it's a lot of people that don't even know who they are themselves. So you got to find out who they are yourself. See, because you're going to get your own lesson. You're going to get your own observation from that person. And guess what? Everybody's observation of others is different, bro. You might say a person is not good. But guess what? Your colleague, your friend, your associate, your sister, your brother, your mom, your dad thinks the person is awesome. Everybody has different tastes, different limits, different everything, bro. Okay, so going back to John Wayne Gacy, another thing. Which situation was the strongest from which he showed? I'm gonna tell you. The facade. And this is the craziest shit ever. Because usually the illusion is the strongest. Yes, it is considered the strongest. But with John Wayne Gacy, this man mastered the facade. See, what he did was he deceived many people through social manipulation, bro. See, and a carefully managed public image, bro. And he knew exactly what he was doing until he got caught. But guess what? He wasn't even surprised when he got caught. That hit different. Because I'm going to tell you why he wasn't surprised when he got caught. Because in his eyes, he didn't get caught. In his eyes, the game was found out. See, they caught on to his facade, not him. The world would never know who John Wayne Gacy really was, bro. But all everybody is left with is his facade, bro. His deception, bro. That's even worse. Because now, even if this man gets sent to death row, he don't give a damn. You still don't know who he is. The things that you've done does not define you, bro. It don't define you. Because listen, what if you're not that type of person, but yeah, you just so kill somebody? You might be the best. You might be a really good person. But you would know that yourself, not someone else, because they're not you. They don't know why you pulled the trigger. You could have been afraid or you just shot the person, but that doesn't mean you're a killer. It's cold-blooded, bro. That's just the title you get when you kill someone. They label you a killer. But that doesn't mean you gangster. Just because you kill somebody, anybody can kill someone. Anybody can shoot something. Anybody could go hunting. Anybody could do that. That doesn't mean, you get a special privilege. No. So that's why I tell people his facade, bro. He mastered his facade, bro. To where nobody really knew who he was. That's it. And I always tell people that is going on today in this world, bro. You really be thinking you know people and you don't know shit about these people, bro. You don't know the real them, bro. Charleston White, all these different folks, bro. These people are holding up facades, bro. That is not the real them, bro. He's playing a character, bro. A role, an illusion. And people think Charleston White is crazy. Oh man, this man talks. Bro, that ain't even the real him, bro. He's playing a character, bro. He's drawing an illusion of him being this one person. Everybody thinks he's funny, but it ain't even him. It's the character he's playing, bro. See, you gotta know that it's intentional. He sold everybody on that character, bro. That character made him money. And a lot of influencers, YouTubers are doing that shit, bro. You would never get to meet the real them, bro, and find out who they really are, ever. A lot of them won't even make money if they was just being real. That's why I be saying, like, when people really deal with real folks, bro, they really be bored. Because when you telling them something that they probably don't want to hear, they look at it like, oh, man, here we go. But if you talking about bullshit and cussing folks out and you slandering this and, you know, doing all this crazy shit, yeah, a lot of people like to see that type of shit because it's entertainment, bro. But it's like at the end of the day, you still left with nothing of that person because they treating it like a job. See? Now, as I said, and I'm gonna tell, it's not because he fit a stereotype, okay, of a dangerous criminal. But here's the thing. He built a respectable public image, okay? He owned a business. So all these things made it look really like, okay, like he's really this thing, right? This type of person. It made it much more believable. Now, he also participated in community activities, see, and appeared successful. So this is why it really, what did it do? It strengthened the facade. This made it easier for him to deceive people. And that's why it also made it easy for him to manage that public image so well. Now, here's the thing. He seemed friendly and approachable. See, many people naturally trusted someone who appears confident and personable. Many people do. That's why I be telling people, bro, I always be saying this to people, like, bro, meet somebody I never trusted what I actually saw the first time, bro. I always looked at a person, the first appearance, as being a fluke. Like, oh, you gonna be on your best behavior when you meet me. If you talking to my sister, you gonna be on your best behavior. Of course you ain't gonna try to show your real hand. See? So that's why I always tell people, like, bro, you got to know that up front. Okay, now, another thing with John Wayne Gacy is he earned trust gradually. This wasn't a rush thing for him. He wasn't trying to rush it. Otherwise, he would have been caught red-handed. So here he took his time. He did not rely on strangers immediately, but what he did was he took his precious time. That's even worse. That's why I said he mastered this shit, bro. He mastered the facade and the illusion. Now I'm gonna tell you something. What he created with this behavior and this public image, he created familiarity to the point where now everybody's familiar with what he's presenting, which made it that more what? Believable. Everybody was so freaking invested. Everybody was so sold on the illusion, bro. Now, the craziest thing is this. Now that everyone's familiar, this is the number one takeaway. This is the number one shit that everybody falls for, bro. The man looked ordinary, bro. He looked ordinary, bro. He looked like a regular ass Tom John type of guy, bro. See, and here's the thing. People oftentimes expect dangerous individuals to look suspicious, bro. See, but many offenders do not look this way, bro. Another thing, he used his social status, being seen as a business owner and an active community member, made some people less likely to question him. That's why I said, bro, if a person will literally cut off the mere fact of you asking any questions because you're sold on the illusion and the facade, is crazy work. Because remember I said, in order to find out whether it's an illusion facade, you got to ask questions anyway. You got to question it. But the way he pulled this off, stopped the fucking questions from being asked. Because people literally looked at the public image of him and just said, oh, an ordinary guy. They felt safe. They accepted that from him. They basically believed the illusion he gave. Now, he appeared generous, helpful, dress up like a clown, be with the kids. So that was just more stock. That was just more ample ammunition. Now, here's the thing. He offered jobs, opportunities. He helped reinforce the impression. He helped put it like this. He helped reinforce the false impression, bro. So now at this point, everybody thinking it's the real deal. Now, here's another thing. When he reinforced that impression, they thought that he was trustworthy, bro. So on all ends, he had everybody on all angles, bro. So now people assume that he had good intentions. So here, most people begin interactions by expecting honesty rather than deception, okay? So here, at this time, when those missing person cases came up, the information sharing, forensic technology were much more limited than they are today. We know that to be true. But here's the thing. When these people came up missing, bro, do you think they thought that John Wayne Gacy was the one taking them away? Hell no. He would be the last person for somebody to, to be thought of to do something like that. Because he already won their trust first, bro. Well, that's more of the story of what I'm trying to say, bro. It was too late. He already won their trust. They thought he was a certain way. And that's why I said the illusion of facade, that's what it robs you of. That's what it wants most, is your trust, bro. It can only hurt you if you trust it. Because what would that be called? Betrayal. See? Now, here's another thing, okay? So, when it comes to, another thing. When we look at the lessons, okay, from this whole case situation, it's crazy how he deceived the people, but you cannot judge a person by just looking at their appearances alone, bro. Nope. Because I'm going to tell you, you got to look at a person's reputation, charm, the job, community involvement, or the confidence. But here's the thing. It does not automatically mean that they're trustworthy just because they have those things. Okay. Notice I named a few things. Some people will hear, oh, you have a reputation for this, you have this, and then they already accept you thinking, oh, they're safe. They check your resume and they see 4 or 5 things that sound really good, and they're already sold. That's why a person should go through 3 to 4 different interviews, depending on what job it is. Because from each person perspective, the person might tell a person a different story. Because put it like this, it's that difficult to hold up a lie. Now, another thing is this. The problem, and I'm going to talk about this lesson, bro. The lesson reminds us of the public image, bro. Never forget this shit. The public image and reality, which is the true character of the person, are not always the same thing, bro. Because you could have a good public image, but that don't mean you a good person, bro. You could be Donald Trump and be a fucking evil ass man, bro. Some people think, oh, you got the public image, so that means you're good. No, bro. People think, oh, where you're from makes you, a non-threat. No. See? So here, a lot of y'all may already know this, but some of you may not, okay? Now, when it comes to Ted Bundy, okay? Ted Bundy was a Sagittarius, bro. The one that, he was the one that would pick people up and kill them and whatnot. Now, here's the thing, is that he used manipulation and he used choices, bro. Okay? Now here, the craziest thing is he used confidence, bro. Now this is really, really crazy. He used confidence, bro, to actually do these heinous acts, bro. So here, the man was outgoing. Remember I said Sagittarius like to meet new people, all these things, and he will offer these people that he would subdue rides. These people would trust him by his what? Communication, charisma, adaptability, optimism, storytelling, and they would get in the car with him. It's cold-blooded, bro. Because aren't those usually good things? Yeah, I know. It sounds good. Like, oh, he got charisma. Okay. Yeah. Talking a good game. But didn't know that all that talking and all that good shit was a trap. See how that really would change your perspective, bro? Like, damn. See, people don't give Sagittarius enough credit, bro. Because I'm going to tell you something. Sagittarius they're known to be good conversationalists, okay? They could start a good conversation. They could keep up. They're very philosophical. They have knowledge in all different types of areas, interests, to the point where they'll surprise you. And here's the thing. A lot of the stuff that they talk about sounds what? Convincing. See? So anytime they're expressing themselves, they're creating believable stories. And that can literally sidetrack you while you're riding along thinking, oh, you're going to your destination, but you don't know that you're going somewhere else. See? So you got to be careful, bro. And he was calm. He was calm about it. Just something to think about. Now, another thing I'm going to talk about is a different situation, okay? So when it comes to, let me see here. Let me check. I got some more information. Let me go back because I think I didn't tell y'all about the we got sidetracked with them people that was outside, but okay, so now okay, I got covered that. All right, so the next thing I got is all right, hold on, let me see. Oh, here we go. Okay, so another thing I was gonna talk about what I said, listen twice, talk once. Okay, so with this, let me see what I got for y'all. All right, I see where I'm at. Okay, so like I said, we hear your words, then we hear your tone. Boom. So if you say that I'm good, but your voice sounded off, or let's say that a person would just simply lose trust in your words because the tone doesn't match. See? So that's why I say, like, people don't realize this with Pisces, bro, is that a Pisces will literally listen to what you're actually saying and then make a decision, but then you forgot that you lied, or you forgot that what you said didn't sound like it matched the word. So it's like, to the point where when you start to look at the Pisces doing a particular behavior, like, yo, why'd he leave? That's why. See? Because he factor in your words with the tone. If the tone don't match, if the tone doesn't match the words, bro, that means that you're full of it. See? So that's why I tell people, like, bro, you gotta know when people are listening to you speak. See, people start to watch. When it comes to showing a person, that's a whole nother story. So let's just say, like, for example, somebody just started, giving you repeated broken promises. Then all of a sudden, what is that going to do? Is you going to keep talking to them? No, it's going to end up creating a distance. You're going to end up distancing yourself from that person. Okay. Now, another thing is that Pisces, they notice patterns. So here, if the same behavior keeps happening, they stop calling it an accident. Boom. A Pisces also pays attention to what isn't being said. So boom. If there's long pauses when a person is speaking, that means they're thinking about what they're going to say next. Changing the subject. See, when you change the subject, that leads to a lie. Or avoiding a question can stand out. See, so if a Pisces asks you something, you skip the question, you ask another question. In other words, you try to get out of it. Red flag. Now, a Pisces may oftentimes compare yesterday to today. So a sudden change in effort or attitude will definitely get a Pisces attention. So that's why I tell people that with Pisces, they always look at everything with a magnifying glass, bro. Because it's never what you can see. It's always what lies beneath the surface, bro. Because people like to hide their truths, bro. Because they know to have to face the truth, it will actually hurt them, bro. So that's why they hide the real them. And that's why a Pisces knows this, bro. See? Pisces dissolves all boundaries. So that means when a Pisces come around, anytime you trying to block a Pisces out from knowing some shit, they will find out, bro. The intuition gives the Pisces the keys, bro. So that's how Pisces is able to just get through these freaking boundaries, cross these lines, because that's one thing with a fish, bro. You can't make a fish stay put, go this way. You can't control a fish, bro, even if you try it. Now, another thing is that a Pisces doesn't rush to answer things, okay? They're oftentimes thinking before they respond. Now, one of the traits for Pisces where others may see this as a weakness or misreading to this is that Pisces, they don't rush to answer. See? So boom. They're always thinking before they respond. They let people keep talking. So sometimes people reveal more without even being interrupted. See? Sometimes that's why Pisces will just let you get diarrhea at the mouth, bro. Let you talk yourself out to where you will end up once a Pisces allows you to do this, what'll happen is you will end up revealing more without being interrupted, bro. It's cold-blooded. See, the more talking you do, you start talking about important shit. You start talking about personal shit. You start talking about secrets, bro. And you forget that you was even hiding them shits in the first place, because little do you know, the Pisces gave you the illusion of comfort. So you felt the need to just keep yapping and yapping and yapping. Then you started telling on yourself, telling the secrets and telling the shit that you've been hiding from folks. So that's why I tell people, be very careful, because what you don't even know what the fish is doing until it's too late. Now, boom. When it comes to a Pisces, they also notice who reaches out only when they need something. So the pattern is, if they're one-sided, it's going to be very obvious, see, for a Pisces to see that. Now, another thing is Pisces oftentimes observe how you treat other people. So boom, kindness and respect toward others matters. The only way you're able to see that is through observation. You got to watch people. Now, another thing is a Pisces, they notice energy shifts. So let's say that somebody who suddenly becomes distant or overly friendly may what? That's going to catch a Pisces' attention. Because remember, if you become overly friendly, what are you doing now? You're trying to convince. It's almost like what's natural is just, okay, I'm friendly, but then if I start to change, if I start to overdo it, I start to become overly friendly. See how that, now you know the person's trying to convince you that they are. Now, another thing is that a Pisces also watches consistency, okay? Because that is going to be closer to the truth, see, about you or who you really are. So doing what you say matters more than big promises. A Pisces also doesn't reveal everything at once. So here, that's how you know the trust. Oftentimes it builds over time. That's why you never give trust so easily, so freely to just anybody. You must wait, because when it comes to trust, if it breaks, it's almost impossible to rebuild it. It would take a much more of a longer time. Now, another thing with Pisces is that they notice when compliments feel genuine or not, okay? So they oftentimes pay attention to sincerity. Now, oftentimes a Pisces may oftentimes react under pressure. Now, here's the problem, is that when they observe these reactions, how someone handles stress is an easy, quick way to know the real them, bro. The real person, bro. See, this is why I tell people, bro, a Pisces will get to the bottom of something quick, to the point where no boundaries, bro. No boundary can stop Pisces, bro. Only if God made it happen, bro. But as far as another person, bro, Pisces will literally find a way, bro. Will find a freaking way. Because here's the thing. It's almost like a Pisces knows that, hey, if you become stressed, how are you gonna act? See? Because this is gonna be a contradiction if you stress and then all of a sudden you try to make it seem like, oh, you built for that. Now, another thing I just taught y'all, now that was a huge freaking gem I just gave y'all, bro. I just gave y'all the way to find out who a person really is to see them under pressure, bro. To see them in how they handle stress, bro. Because I'm gonna tell you, this reveals that person's true character, bro. It's cold-blooded. Now, notice that you didn't have to even meet the person to know this. That proves that it's what you can't see that exists. Because think about it. How can somebody handle stress, but it can reveal their true character without you reaching your hand out and saying, hi, my name is such and such, without even getting to know them? You can simply see their true character through what? How they handle stress. You didn't even have to meet them to find this out. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, bro, it's what you can't see, bro, because it's like, damn, this person doesn't even know that you're doing that, bro. That's even worse. Okay, so boom. Another thing is that Pisces oftentimes, like I said, they value honesty. So boom, you know, even the difficult truths are oftentimes easier to accept than deception, bro. Now, a Pisces pays attention to timing. Apologies or kindness that only appear when somebody wants something can raise questions. Now, a Pisces oftentimes notices when someone is avoiding accountability. So here, that's why a Pisces is big on, you know, taking responsibility. They know that it matters, okay? So now, boom. If a Pisces, now I'm going to tell you, with dissolving all boundaries, okay, is that a Pisces will check in to make sure that they can actually, what? Listen for respect, bro. And I'm going to tell you, the craziest thing is that it's not what you say, it's how you say it, bro. And see, a Pisces, all they got to do is see how you say it. It's to see how you say it, bro. Because if it's see how you say it, that means that listen twice. Speak once. All I got to do is listen. I know if I'm being respected by you based on how you say it. It's cold-blooded, bro. How people talk to you, bro. That's how you know whether or not they respect you or not, bro. It's how you say it, bro. It's the tone. And this is so crazy, bro, because you got people right now. Hell, I may have people right now that been disrespecting me or disrespecting you. But here's the thing. What the hell is that? Here's the thing. You probably don't know because you're not listening in on it, bro. See? So here's the thing. A Pisces notices. Let's see, bro. It's almost like if somebody got an attitude, y'all. If somebody got an attitude, but it constantly changes, bro. It constantly changes. Will make you what? That will make you know that you can't trust them, bro. See, that's why I said when I went to McDonald's, the lady gave me the bag. She asked me for the bag back, but she charged me and didn't give me my food. What sense would it have made for me to give her the food that she gave me first? Appreciate the gift, the Uncle Lurk, bro. From Razor. Shout out to you. But it's like, the thing about it is, You gave me the food. You didn't make my food. You had me waiting for 40 minutes. And then you basically put some shit in the computer and it charged my card, and you didn't give me my food, but you gave me somebody else's food. Then you told me to pull up to the third window. And only up until when you came to the third window, you still didn't have my food. And you basically asked for the other order back before you would give me my food. And I didn't trust it. All because she had an attitude, bro. See, the attitude is oftentimes ignored, bro. You're conditioned. See, people have conditioned you to just let it slide. Oh, just ignore it. Oh, yeah, the person maybe is having a bad day. No. Because here's the thing. You cannot trust somebody that has an attitude. Ever. Ever. Because they are prone to do something against you, bro. They're prone to let's say a person has an attitude at a restaurant, but they're handling your food and other customers. I wouldn't trust them. Because if you don't even like your job, that means you could drop my hamburger buns on the floor and put them right back on the damn table. Just because you have an attitude, you don't get no fuck. You don't give a damn. See, you got to know, if a person have an attitude, don't trust them, bro. Do not trust them, bro. Because here's the thing. Did you cause that attitude to happen? No. They had the attitude before you got there. It didn't just show up because you showed up. Nope. And that's why I be telling people, bro, you saw it before you felt it, bro. You see the attitude first with one eye. See? And then you see how they coming at you, see how they talking to you. So you see the attitude and then you feel it. But you feel it through what? You feel it, you feel the tone, and you can clearly see how they're handling you, bro. Because they disrespecting you can see it, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, you can see the disrespect. It comes with the attitude. Like a combo. Now, another thing, a Pisces doesn't always react immediately. Sometimes they process everything first before deciding what to do. So just because they sitting there not saying nothing doesn't mean they're sitting there not saying nothing, bro. They're actually thinking. Now, boom. Pisces oftentimes can think long term. So here, they could be considering where a pattern might lead to, not just today's moment. Pisces is very, very in tune to patterns, bro, of others, their own. So if they know that, hey, something is off about such and such, and how long would it go before such and such happens, then they will have their mind on that, see, to the point where, hey, this has to stop. Now, if put it to you like this, when a Pisces finally starts to speak, it usually is after they thought it through first. So it could be a situation where the stereotype is that they've already listened, observed, and reflected before saying what was on their mind. See, almost as if to say they ran it through their conscious mind, subconscious, see? And then while they were asleep, the unconscious, see? And that's the thing. That's why Pisces will literally sit there in silence, but you think, oh, they're sitting there in silence doing absolutely nothing when they are actually processing everything. Okay. Now, another thing I will say is that listen twice, speak once. It's not about hearing better. What it's about is paying attention to the words, bro, the actions, the timing, and the pattern before deciding what something really means, bro. See, all this of which I mentioned, it takes time to do this, bro. Not a long time, but it takes time. It takes time for you to set that time aside to actually see these things, bro. Because, bro, you can't just look at something and just go by appearances, bro. See, you got to go by energy. You got to go by actions. Now, another thing I would say is that, okay, let me see what else. I had something else I wanted to, let me see. Give me 1 second. Okay. What is, okay, I think, no, I know what I had. Okay, my bad, y'all. All right, so let me see. Subscribe if you haven't as well, y'all. Smash the like button. Okay, so what else do I have? Okay, so yeah, another thing here. Okay, I see what I had. Another thing I will say is that you got to read in between the lines. I will say that. You always look at a person's action before words. Just like I said, just as I do this recap. Now, here's one of the things, bro. You got to compare today's behavior to yesterday's, bro. And that's the whole point, to know whether or not of what you're really dealing with the person, because you will notice the pattern, bro. See, if it's different energy, bro, from one day to the next, you can't trust that person, bro. See, because that's like saying you're fluctuating between the illusion and facade. So almost as if you're purposely changing your energy because you're trying to give yourself a break. Remember I said it's not comfortable holding up that mask, bro. See? Or drawing the illusion. It's very exhausting. It's very of an exhausting situation to where it makes things worse for you, okay? Now, another thing you may notice is less effort. See? These type of situations with behavior, a person may not be trying to do too much. Also, they may have a different tone, a new attitude to where, damn, you know, you're being different now. I noticed you're not like this or like that anymore. That could be the situation. Now, here's the thing. In order to get the most information is to be quiet, bro. Silence, bro. Silence gives more information. So sometimes people reveal more when they keep talking than when they're interrupted, bro. So always remember that. Now, I will say more into depth with the whole reading in between the lines, because here's the thing. If you see a forced smile, bro, don't trust it, bro. Forced smiles, that's you reading in between the lines because a person doesn't want you to see their true emotion, right? Boom. Nervous laughter, that's another one you gotta watch out for. Avoiding eye contact, sudden defensiveness, mixed signals, when words and actions don't line up, see? So let's say somebody's answering a different question than the one that was asked. That would be a prime example. Now, why would you speak once? Okay, I want to cover this real quick. Okay. It's not the stereotype that once that you've taken everything in. That's not, you know, that's not the situation. But here's the thing. They don't feel the need to repeat themselves, bro, after you say it one time, bro. And I know a lot of us are guilty of this, bro, to where you try to convince, you try to say it more than once. And this is why I say it once. Just say it one time. You might try to do it over and over and over is what I was trying to say, to where you might repeat yourself. You might say, oh, I don't want to do this, or I really don't want to do this. And it's like back and forth, but what you must do is say it one time, okay? So here's the thing. When you don't feel the need to repeat yourself because you've already said it, see? So whether the person listens on you, bro, you got to know, I'm going to say it one time and one time only. That's the attitude. That's the way you got to carry yourself because, bro, if you don't, like I say, it's going to backfire. Like I said, it's going to go in a way that you don't want it to go. That's why you want to keep things simple for yourself, to make things simple. Now, I will say that if a person overthink or read too much into a situation, regardless, like I say, here's what can happen, okay? When you wait too long to communicate, that could be a problem. Assuming motives without action, it could be a problem. Becoming emotionally exhausted from analyzing everything. See? So I'm only saying this because this is why you got to keep things simple and just, like I say, you want to always just speak one time, bro. A person can overthink a situation. They can start to become, paranoid, pull away from folks instead of having a conversation, or feeling the need to, misreading someone's intentions, cutting people off by trying to clear up misunderstandings. There's so many different ways. Now, here's another thing. Listening twice doesn't mean having better hearing. I will say that because a lot of people might think that's what I'm trying to say. But no, okay? You're just paying attention to the words, bro. Because you ever heard a person say, okay, pardon me, or, say, could you repeat that? Because they're running it through their ears twice, bro. They're running both ears because it's so quick for a person to run something past you fast, right? In order to, sell you something. You wonder why they're talking so fast because they really don't want you to stop and have that chance to really watch them. So that's why I always say you want to pay attention to what's not being said. Now, another thing I will say is, hold on one second, y'all. Yeah, I will say that's pretty much it, y'all. But smash the like button. I'm probably gonna drop another video real quick about a couple spaz out videos too. I got a bunch of those I gotta drop. But smash the like button as well. Subscribe if you haven't. Want to thank everybody for watching, and I'll catch y'all later for the next one.